The following is an Ellwood City Sports production.
Two to the right. Quick pass out there to Dom Hogue. He gets up to the 50-yard line. He's got blockers down. He goes, makes a man miss. He's got the first down. Does a little wiggle all the way. He's still on his feet. He's at the 10, the 5, touchdown! Handoff to Partridge. Tucks it in the left hand. He's up the left side, and he's going to go all the way. At the 10, the 5, touchdown! 4th and 15. It's all down to this. Back to pass. Give and chase. Throws it out there, and he's hit. He's short of the line again. He's short of the line again.
Good free kick. Nice header by Keystone Oaks. But taken there by Huth.
Shot on net.
And it's a goal!
Puts it up, and down it goes. That's the game! Playoff win for the Wolverines. Inbound to Caleb serving. Yes! It's gone! Shoots it. It's over! The boy is over! The Wolverines win!
Left side field, chasing his left fielder. It's going to go all the way out of the ballpark. A home run. Contact there, deep, sending back the center fielder up to the fence line. A base hit there for Luke Raleigh. She will turn and go to third on the triple.
Hi, friends, and a very pleasant good evening as we come to you tonight from Helling Stadium, Ellwood City, Pennsylvania. Beautiful night for high school football. Friday night, Western Pennsylvania. Thad Sturgeon alongside Brad Windhorst and Dakota Marshall on camera from Ellwood City Sports broadcasting the game for you this evening. Tonight's game features a matchup between Ellwood City and traveling 14 miles. Neshannock Lancers find their way to Helling Stadium tonight for tonight's Week 2 action of this 10-game regular season.
I know what you're trying to say there, Thad.
Yes. And we'll just roll with it, and we don't make the rules. We just have to follow them. But with that, Brad, it is a nice night for football. We don't have to worry about the sun glare at this point. The winds have died down some. Earlier today, you got to thinking this is one of them days that the wind could affect this game. Right now, a little twirling wind by the look at the flags on the goalpost. Not much. Slight chance of rain. Let's hope we do not have a repeat of last year with the rain that we had at Neshannock last year. These teams did meet up last year in 2024, a 28-21 win for the Wolverines in that game. That's the first time they had beat Neshannock since 2005. Neshannock had beat them 7 times in a row, and I referred to the weather that night. We had I think about a 48-minute or so, give or take, rain delay with lightning, and we were fortunate enough to broadcast outside that night with a whole bunch of canopies and tarps and what have you. But I think that was a key win for the Wolverines last year, Brad. You knew the Neshannock team, always a good team, always plays it tough, and we'll see if the Wolverines can come back and do that again this year.
Yeah, and Thad, you're talking about the series, folks. We're going to call this the TTUN, the Team Up north. You can't get any farther north in WPIL for Neshannock. Neshannock's the farthest north team, and a little ode to the rivalry of Michigan versus Ohio State. Why not? Blue versus red. There you go, the team up north. All-time record, as Thad said, 7-3 is the Lancers. This will be the 11th game in their shortened series results. Last year, the 28-21 game with that lightning delay and coming out in the second half, or technically the third quarter, I guess, in that one, some fashion of that matter, Wolverines did prevail by a touchdown. And if you're looking at the points per game in this series, Thad, that's the big difference. Ellwood is pretty much doubled up by Neshannock, 28.8 to just 13. So when you're looking at this series, history kind of resides on the team in the red and scarlet, gray, white jerseys. So there you go. There's the team up north. And while we have a moment, we'll talk about the standings, folks. Yes, we are not in section play until next week, but you've got a couple, some interesting things happening in the 2A MAC Conference. New Brighton Lions starting off the year 2-0. Some big victories there. A nice one versus Shenango to start off the season. Kind of like a barn burner from last year, 20-7, but then they come back and beat a Summit Academy team 42-14. They start the year 2-0, and give credit to Western Beaver. They picked up where they left off last year. They start the season 2-0 as well, and they defeated a really good 1A school that may be playing, that will be playing Neshannock throughout the season, the Southside Rams, 32-20. And then there's a logjam there, folks. Ellwood City, Freedom, Mohawk, and Riverside. Victories last week by Riverside, Freedom, and Ellwood. Mohawk, unfortunately, losing after defeating these Neshannock Lancers to split 1-1. And then Union lost their first matchup there, and Beaver Falls sits there at 0-2. So some interesting things happening at the top there. I would say the bright side, if you are Beaver County school looking or Beaver County fan, New Brighton Lions 2-0 to start the season.
Yes, and that was a much improved squad last year with their new head coach, and we'll see how that carries on in the remaining games of the season. Both teams coming in tonight with a record of 1-1. Ellwood City lost in the first game of the season, their home opener, 43-14 to Laurel. And I know we're only two completed games into the season, but Laurel is looking really good in that 1A section, as you referred to there, that Neshannock is in a little bit ago. And then last week, they traveled 7 miles up the road to take on Shenango, and they won that game 21-0. The Lancers on the other end, so far this season, the Wolverines have averaged 17.5 points per game and have given up 21.5. The Lancers on the other side of the ball, you referred to that Mohawk team that's pretty good. They lost to that team 37-20 in their first game of the year, and then handled things quite easily to crosstown rival Union here just last week, where they defeated them 42-6. Lancers, as I said, are 1-1, 31 points for themselves, and have given up 21.5 points since.
So, Thad, for this week, if we're talking about keys to the game, both these teams looking to improve beyond 500. Again, you said both 1-1. Neshannock, we've seen it. Their offense has been pretty darn good the past couple seasons, and it looks like where they picked up from last season. It's a question of how good is this defense going to be for Neshannock. They haven't really done a lot on the defensive line up front, albeit, though, only 2 games in. On the flip side, for Ellwood, you want to keep the momentum running. They were able to run and establish running the ball. The offensive line doing some pretty good things last week. And the balance across the board. 4 running backs, 30-plus yards, and a quarterback that's almost 80 yards. And, folks, tonight-wise, I think it's pretty straightforward. You got to contain and maintain the pocket. And, Thad, you'll talk a little bit more about this. Gino Mazzocco is the real deal. But as good as he is as a thrower, he's also almost got 2,000-some yards rushing. So maintain and contain the pocket. Splash plays, folks. This is that night where I wouldn't doubt you're going to see 30, 40, maybe even 50-some yard touchdown plays. The speed outside and beyond the hash marks, we're talking at the numbers, the 40s and the 40s on the opposite side. You got to be careful with this Neshannock Lancers team. They've got speed on the outside edges. So there you go, Thad. What about that Gino Mazzocco ordeal?
Gino Mazzocco, you talk about him coming in so far this season, 15 for 27, 279 yards, 4 TDs, and 1 interception. But the senior, who has got playing time since he was a freshman, he's 182 for 309, so about 50%. 2,700 yards passing, 28 TDs he's thrown in his career so far with 16 interceptions. You referred, Brad, also to the rushing, his running capabilities. As a sophomore, he carried the ball 128 times, 115 times as a junior, and already 2 games into the season has 19 carries for a 7.2 yard average. So when you think about a senior quarterback coming in with over 2,700 yards passing, then you throw in the fact he has 1,674 yards rushing. Here come the captains for the Neshannock Lancers out there tonight. We have Gino Mazzacco, number 1, Anthony Eakin, number 3, number 50, senior Joseph Veronese, and number 7, Ashton Allison. All seniors out there for the Wolverines. Coming out is number 52, Vinny Curie, number 57, Drake Davis, 0, Daylon Curie, and number 1, Dom Hogue. Just a few minutes away here from kickoff. They might speed that clock up a little bit, Brad. It says 3 minutes, and I got more information that we're going to get to through that. But, folks, we certainly do appreciate you joining our broadcast here this evening. A lot of great matchups here across Beaver, Lawrence County area. And Brad will be getting to them, and we'll get you updated scores as we go forward. You know, the Wolverines coming in with that record of 1-1 under senior leadership of Tyler Smiley. Tyler's coming in 16 for 36, passing 137 yards, 2 TDs, and 3 interceptions. He's also ran the ball 22 times for 78 yards for 3.5 average. And, Brad, you and I were talking a little bit before pregame. One thing, you go over the stats, you do a wonderful job taking care of stats and making them available for people. And you do a good job making them available for people to see.
How about that?
The Wolverines in 2 games have only lost 13 yards from the line of scrimmage. That tells you that front line is letting that running back get through the hole, get a hole. And number 2, Tyler Smiley's not getting sacked.
Yes, I'm glad you said that. That's the big thing. Tyler, yes, it's 2 different opponents that we played in 2 weeks, but what a whirlwind. It seemed like he was rushed and kind of the first game nerves against Laurel, and then all of a sudden against Shenango, he looked very, very simple in the pocket, kept it very to the point. And then more importantly, you throw 2 touchdowns. That's confidence right there.
That is confidence, and also he'll be looking to throw that ball to Daylon Curie. 6 receptions already on the season, and Dom Hogue, number 7. So back to receive is number 3, Anthony Eakin. Here's a run-up squib kick. It's going to be, I don't know, it fouled on there at the 40-yard line. Did one of the up men hit that ball?
I don't think so. I think it was just
kind of died.
Kind of a squib on the side there just to see if they can catch from Neshannock kind of
sleeping.
Yeah.
Not sure who recovered that kick, Brad, to help you out on them great stats that you do. So, but either way, Neshannock's going to line up and start the ball from their own 40-yard line. Mazzacco will be saying his name a lot tonight in there. Brings his up man up beside him. There's a handoff to number 3. A little bit of running room. Not much there. P.J. Du Bois pushing the pile. As number 3, Anthony Eakin, carrying the ball that time. Going to give him 3 yards. Hard earned those 3 yards were. Kind of a hurry-up offense here. Already in the line. Waiting to make the hikes the ball quickly. Throws it out there. Got a man there. Nice tackle there by number 9, Colton Gullo. Number 6 was a receiver, Samuel Flora. Once again, picked up about 3 on that play. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 3. Not wasting any time is the Neshannock Lancers. Got the run and gun thing going on here. Minute into the play, their 3rd play already. There's almost intercepted. If you could have called offensive pass interference. Number 6, Samuel Flora, and I'm not sure who was there.
It was number 9, Colton Gullo, I think.
Gullo was there.
Yep.
Had it kind of in his mitts. Oh, and already on the 48-yard line. Mazzacco's up there, 3 wide outs to the left, 1 to the right. Don't have time to take a breath. Here come the Lancers. He looks to the sidelines to Coach Bongivenjo, wanting some direction. Deploys Eakin to his left. There's a handoff. No, keeper by Mazzacco. Up the middle he goes. Makes a man miss. Rumbles and bumbles. All the way down to the 38-yard line. Taken down there by number 4, Dom DiNucci. But on that 4th and 3 play, Brad, they picked up darn near 15 yards.
Yeah, and we said it. You got to maintain the pocket, and unfortunately, there you go.
And I would call that almost a read option. He did not. He put the ball in the belly of Eakin, pulled it out, followed that left guard, and up through the hole he went. First down of the game at the 10:45 mark. Here's Mazzacco. 3 wide outs left. Once again, 1 to the right. Mazzacco looks to the right, back to pass, under pressure. That ball is intercepted!
I believe that is, I think that's
all the way
Tyler
down to the
Smiley.
35.
Yes, sir, it
Tyler
is.
Smiley came out of nowhere to get the interception, and a nice return all the way back down to the 40-yard line, 35-yard line, I beg your pardon. And Mazzacco tried that little dump pass, and Tyler Smiley was not fooled. A lot of traffic in there where Mazzacco threw that ball. He got that ball to about the 45-yard line, and did Tyler Smiley. He was off to the races. Turf toe got him a little bit, let a guy catch up to him. And 1st and 10 for the Wolverines.
And Thad, you want to talk about a confidence builder. Wow, offense or defense for offense maybe for Ellwood.
The 4th interception of the season now for the Wolverines. Here's Smiley, handoff. And Richard Curtin hit hard initially by number 7, Ashton Allison.
Yep, and number 12, Ethan Beeman in there as well.
So really no gain on the play. Sometimes you have to wonder, Neshannock was doing that hurry-up offense so much that if that Mazzacco just didn't feel rushed to do the play.
And
because he threw in about 4 people of 2 different shirt colors.
And that was like the 3rd screen attempt pass on that drive.
So 2nd and 10 now, no gain on the first play with Curtin. Back is Smiley. Looks, he's got time. Rolls around there, one man miss, just throws it out there. Oh!
You got to look, buddy.
And Dom DiNucci, I think he was kind of sticking around there at the line of scrimmage, and he saw Tyler in trouble and kind of went for that go route.
Yep.
I can't really blame him for doing that, but at the same time, Tyler was running out of time. They were crawling up his back, and he threw it out of bounds. Almost glad to get the incomplete pass instead of the 8-10-yard sack. So here they come, 3rd and 10. Wolverines, 7 of 25, 28% so far in this early season. Here's Smiley back to back. He gets
I think
hit
they're
hard,
call it incomplete.
and they're going to call it an incomplete pass. Out of nowhere, was that number 12?
I believe so.
Yes.
Ethan Beeman came in basically unblocked and hit Tyler from the blind side. Luckily, and it's the right call.
Yep.
His arm was going forward for an incomplete pass, because if not an incomplete pass, that could have been disastrous for the Wolverines.
The only knock there for Neshannock, Ethan Beeman's helmet did come off, so he has to sit out for 1 play. And it's non-section, folks. It's 4th down. You go for it here.
Well, it's Neshannock and Ellwood.
Yes.
They've had a really good rivalry
going
in basketball over the
points.
years, and you're right. You're going to need points. You're inside at the 36-yard line. Here's Smiley, shotgun, 2 wide outs left, 1 to the right. Back. He's got some time, stays in the pocket. Now he's going to run. He's got room to run. Hit hard there by drives his feet forward. Good gravy. He was so close.
Yep.
Valiant second effort there by Tyler Smiley, but he's going to come up about 1.5 yards short. Not sure. Was that number 1?
I didn't catch that one. I'm sorry.
I want to think it was Ashton Allison that came up to make the initial hit. And for that, when he broke the line of scrimmage, Brad, I thought he had a chance to get the 10 yards he needed. But Neshannock,
the pursuit was pretty good.
From about every angle possible. And they met him. So no harm for Neshannock on the first turnover of the game off the interception by Mazzacco. So now their first possession now is for Neshannock.
29-yard line.
Hands off to number 12, tries to get around that side. And
39.
Declan O'Brien brings down Ethan Beeman. I tell you, Tyler Smiley got up. He made the initial hit. He's getting up a little gingerly. And he's limping off the field, getting looked at by one of the trainers. So actually a loss of 1 on the play. That'd be like the 4th tackle for loss for Declan O'Brien on this early season. Now Mazzocco fakes the throw, finds it out there. Oh, through the wickets of the injured receiver.
Number
9, Ryan Cameron. And almost into one of the blue shirts' hands. So Mazzocco here on this second possession. Now, a big 3rd and 11. They're 0 for 1 on 3rd down, but they're in 1 for 1 on 4th downs tonight. Mazzocco back to pass. Got time. Throws it out there. Nice defense by Daylon. Oh, Daylon.
No way. They're going to say pass interference because he was over his back.
Yep. And
that pass is what kind of inherited it because the pass was so late.
Now coming off the field with a little bit of a
Tristan Reynolds.
cramp is Tristan Reynolds. But we'll wait to see what the officials say. It was 3rd and 11. It is pass interference. So 15-yard penalty, going to give them enough for a 1st down. Wolverines just penalized 12 times in the first 2 games. But a big one there. You had them at 3rd and 11. Here's Mazzocco. Hands off. Lane closes quickly. But falling forward is number 3, Anthony Eakin. I think he was tripped up initially by Drake Davis. And they're going to saw Barbario in there as well. But a nice pickup of about 5 for Eakin. So we're going to give him 4. 2nd down and 6. No huddle here for Neshannock. There's a handoff up the middle.
PJ
Dubois with authority. Drags down
32.
Number 32, Justin Edworthy. Is his 5th carry on the season by our official stats. So gain of 1 on the play, going to bring up a 3rd down and 5. Mazzocco keeps it this time. Oh, gobbled up there.
What
big
a big
time
play
by Colton Gulo. Took Mazzocco down. That time he read it wrong, did Mazzocco, as he pulled the ball out of the belly, tried to keep it himself, and Colton Gulo gets in there, and that's going to be about an 8-yard loss. Wow, big time play, because I'll be honest with you, Brad, if Colton's not there, Mazzocco still might be running around this right side. So 4th down now.
Number 7 officially, Ashton Allison. We were told it was going to be possibly 2 different punters. Number 7, Ashton Allison, will be punting for Neshannock.
And back to receive, I do believe, is Dom Hogue.
Yep.
Good snap.
Ooh, they
were in there. Good punt. Taking it to 15-yard line by Hogue.
Got to get past 1.
And he couldn't do it. A great special teams play there.
31.
By number 31, Colin Schaefer. A good punt. That ball started at the 40-yard line, went all the way down to the 15. About a 45-yard punt there.
Wow. Return of what, 2 to the 17? Yep.
If you're being kind.
We're being kind, yep.
Little
injury update. Both individuals, Tristan Reynolds and Tyler Smiley, are good to go.
Yep.
They're back out
and
there.
It kind of, we're not doctors, but almost looked like a cramp there for both of them on the sidelines. So 1st and 10 now, ball on a 17-yard line. 2 wide outs to the right, 1 to the left for Tyler Smiley. Hands off there and gobbled up quickly.
Yeah. Was 10?
No. By Julian Frisk was the ball carrier. So going to bring up a 2nd down, actually a loss of 1 on the play.
That was by number 58, Talcott Watts.
Don't think he's related to TJ. But that's a cool name.
That is.
It's a pretty cool name. Second 11, ball on the 16-yard line. Smiley, 3 wide outs to the right this time, 1 to the left. Got everybody spread out. There's a handoff to Frisk. Gets through the first wave. Needed another step. Brought down there by number 27, Joseph DiMuccio. Positive gain on the play out to the 20-yard line. So pickup of about 4 on the play. Going to bring up a third and let's call it a long 7, Brad. As I said, coming into this game, the Wolverines were 7 for 25, about 28%. As we're just into the third game of the season. Once again, everything spread out for the Wolverines. 4 wide receivers. Smiley back to pass. Dumps it out there to Dom Hogue. Wants to go up the middle. Baby. He does get up the field. Gets past the first down marker. All the way out to the 32-yard line. There's the Dom Hogue we've been waiting to see all season as Anthony Eakin brought him down. But he made a living doing that last year. Them yak yards after catch. And he had, I like how that play developed, Brad, because he had blockers downfield and he just kind of followed them. They created a seam for him. And you could almost sense that Dom knew where that first down marker was and wanted to get there. Got it out to the 33-yard line. Now Smiley. Hands it off there. Hit the hole quickly.
Oh,
he's going
man.
nowhere. Hit hard was Richard Curitan. Leading that charge was Matthew Toman.
That felt
He
quick.
had some help. But actually going to maybe lose a yard. Going to bring up a second down and 11. Right now, I would say, I know the Wolverines now just on their second drive of the game. They not having much luck in the middle. Smiley takes the handoff under pressure, and he gets decked, gets rid of the ball in time, but he was almost sawed in half by, I do believe that's number 12. Pass was intended for Barbario, but Ethan Beeman read that play, and he was all over Tyler Smiley. Tyler was just lucky to get that ball away. 4:24 remaining here. 0-0 is the score. Brings up a 3rd and 10 for the Wolverines. Smiley there getting direction from the sidelines. Coach Bradley of the Wolverines, his 4th year. On the other side, Coach Michael Bongivenjo, his second year of coaching. Here's Smiley back. Throws it. Oh, what a catch by DeLon Curie. He gets to that sidelines. Not much of a gain that he was looking at there. Got a flag on the far side of the field. We'll wait to see what that was.
And that's an interesting location for a flag.
Yeah, I had the same thought. They're marking off for the Wolverines. That was 3rd and 10.
So they're saying false start. So I'm wondering if the wide receiver maybe moved quick.
As where the flag was thrown and landed, I really think that was probably the case.
Huh. Interesting. All right, so that'll make it now 3rd and 15.
Yep, that was almost like a pre-snap penalty.
Yeah.
So, if it would have counted, you would have been like a 4th and 8. But Coach Bongivenjo don't have much of a choice in this one. He's got to accept the penalty. And it's going to be that 3rd and 15 from the 28-yard line. Smiley back. Wants to go deep. Airs it out. And overthrew his target as he had Dom Hogue coming down that left sidelines. And the ball falls incomplete. And looks like the punt unit's going to come on for the Wolverines. And if there's one spot of the Wolverines right now that you sure hope they worked on over the last 2 weeks is punting. Currently they're averaging 3.3 yards a punt. Quick snap. There's Huth. He gets a good punt away. Deion Curry.
Good punt.
A great punt. It's going to stop all the way down there at about the 28-yard line. So flip the field, 28-yard line to the 28-yard line.
Thad, you asked for it, and you shall receive.
Yep. And did you see P.J. DuBois come out and just
as he should
give that high five head slap to DeLon Curie?
44-yard punt.
So
big.
That is big.
Flips the field.
It does. Really offensively with 3:42. Go ahead, Brad.
Yep. Neshannock 10 for 18. Ellwood 10 for 23. So far 20 plays just
I think
41
there's been, like three,
yards.
There's been like 3 first downs.
Yep.
Have the Wolverines got a first down yet?
They do, yep, 2-1. Neshannock with 2, Ellwood with 1.
So Mazzocco
Keeper.
keeps his time, comes around the right side, trying to shoulder. Is still on his feet, bumbles and rumbles his way forward, pushes the Powell, and a big-time run there. And that was all Gino Mazzocco. You talked about him having 1,700-plus yards coming into the season. He just got 10 more there. And Wolverines just could not get him wrapped up. And to Gino's credit, he kept them legs a-churning and gets the first down. Once again, no huddle for the Lancers. Hurry up. There's a handoff to number 3. Eakin tries the left side. Gets a flag, comes in there as Eakin keeps on going. He's going to get about 11 yards on that play, but hold the phone. Let's see what that flag is. It was kind of in that habeas corpus territory. Yep, that's holding on the offense. So they will replay first down. Going to mark that off from the line of scrimmage.
That's
They're
big.
going to take it all the way back to, that negated a good run by Eakin.
That could be a drive killer. It takes 1 penalty, folks, and holding is 10. Man, that doubles the yardage.
Well, you talked about the yardage so far in this game. When you start now having to get 20 yards, and that you haven't mustered that much in the first 9 minutes of the game. There is a bit of a crispness in the air here. There's a handoff. Up the middle he goes, driving his legs forward. Drake Davis is. Oh, they say there's a fumble on the play.
And we'll see if the official says yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
the official
sir.
Goal. Wow, that was number 32, was it not, Brad? Justin Edworthy.
Nobody's pointing. PJ Dubois got the ball. It's clear. It's very clear. And he's going to give it.
Another turnover by Neshannock. This time at the Wolverine 36-yard line. The big guy, PJ Dubois, fighting for it under the pile there in the scrum. Got the fumble recovery.
Yeah, I believe you were correct. I do believe that was Justin Edworthy. I see what you're saying. Yeah. My apologies.
Okay.
Got too excited.
So Wolverines, they defensively get their second turnover of the night. That's their third fumble recovery on the season. First one tonight. There's a handoff. That's Cam Mills in there as quarterback, and he tried that direct snap and really went nowhere. Probably lost a yard on the play. Number 7, Ashton Allison in there to make that first initial hit. So we thought maybe we would see that. It almost acted like Neshannock was ready for it.
And I think at this point, you gotta be willing to pass the ball here. You got to get the outside edges. Neshannock just filling up the middle. Tight.
Handoff to keeper by Smiley.
There you go.
He faked it and it's the first hit by number 10, Brady Frasso. Once again, not much yardage on that play. Pick up I guess they're going to give him 2.5, maybe 3 yards.
And Thad, I don't know if you saw it, but PJ Dubois was out there on offense.
I did not.
I had a little insight that was technically going to be a trick play.
Okay.
I was told about a trick play, and unfortunately that did not happen. But that is something to be. Cameron Mills, PJ Dubois were on the field at the same time. Something's up there.
All righty then. 3rd and 7. Back to pass. Smiley, he's got time. Throws it out there. Almost tipped, and was unable to keep a hold of the ball as DeLong Curie had to climb the ladder to get it, and then initial pursuit.
Yep.
It would not have been enough to get him into that first down territory, but it would have made a more manageable 4th down, because now we're looking at a 4th down and 7. Wolverines, 44% on 4th down so far this year, Brad. 4 of 9.
And sometimes you may be thinking if it's 2-down territory, maybe you run the ball, but so far Neshannock has kept Ellwood in check.
Yeah,
7 for 12 yards.
Yeah, if you're looking at a 1.4 average rushing on a 3rd and 10. Now look how Smiley back to pass. He's going to get some running room. Makes a man miss. Fumbles the ball. Got it back though. used his basketball skills there as he dribbled the football, bounced back to him. That fourth down conversion by Tyler Smalley. He kind of juked the would-be tackler from Neshannock and got the extra yards he needed as he got it all the way down to the 24-yard line. So Wolverines converting that fourth down. We've seen 2 fourth down conversions, one by each team so far, but the score still reads 0-0. Sends DeLon in motion. There's a handoff.
There you go.
And, nice tackle kind of from behind by number 31, Colin Schaefer. Curitan was had a head of steam. He got forward, looked like he was going to get more. For one of the first times tonight, we saw a little bit of a running lane there for the Wolverine running back.
Yeah, and we said it, Thad. We said it in the pregame show. You just want everything positive. 3 yards sets you up with a short,
Yep, 2nd and 7, ball on the 21-yard line. Smiley this time. Hand off to Curitan.
Got a hole.
Man miss, goes up there, and he's going to take it all the way inside the 10-yard line, down to the 8-yard line. 1st and goal for the Wolverines. Number 12, Ethan Beeman, was there to finally bring him down. Just a minute remaining here in this first quarter of play.
They're going to say officially the 9-yard line, so 1st and goal. Sorry. Yep.
1st and goal from the 9 is the Wolverines. Wolverines haven't scored a lot of points this year. Their drives have been timely, but they've been pretty good inside 1st and goal. There's a block as Curitan goes up. Kind of rode up the back of one of his blockers. He's going to get down to about the 5-yard line. Gets up slowly as number 12 in there again, Ethan Beeman, for the tackle.
Yeah, he's following the pulled right tackle, and that's Tristan Reynolds. He's pulling all the way to that left side, and unfortunately, he keeps riding up on the backside of Reynolds.
Yes, but we've seen about 2-3 plays here now where you talk about that 3 to 4, maybe 5 yards. So 10 seconds remaining first quarter. 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line. Smiley, shotgun, waits the snap.
I like this. There you go.
Hands off there to the left side.
Good block.
Is to Frisk.
It's going to be the 1-yard line.
And it's going to be down to the 1-yard line. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter as Beeman kept him out of the end zone. So at the end of 12 minutes of play, we find it scoreless, just how we started, 0-0. We'll be right back, folks. Welcome back, folks. First quarter completed there, 0-0. Brad will have some stats here about that first quarter. But before we do that, Wolverines are sitting there 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line.
QB sneak time. Give me the tush push from last night. We didn't see it, though.
He's under center for the first time tonight.
There
Going forward, Tyler Smiley. Touchdown. The 1-yard run for Tyler Smiley. That drive was all set up by the fumble recovery by P.J. Du Bois at the 35-yard line. Wolverines timely took it down there and got it into the end zone for the first score of the game at the 11:57 mark. So now on to attempt that extra point is Aiden Huth. I believe he's 3 for 3 on the year. He might have missed one. There's kick is honey mustard. It's good as the Wolverines find the lead 7-0.
So officially, Thad, that drive, 9 plays, 36 yards. You take those 36 and put them up there. Ellwood, 19 plays for 59 yards. Neshannock, 12 plays, 36. It's kind of crazy. 31 total plays and still 100 yards that we haven't, or under 100 yards on the field.
That drive there, if you think back last week to the Neshannock game, the Wolverines had a ball for at one time. Wasn't it like 9?
It was 9:56 and 18 plays.
Drive.
That's crazy.
So that maybe Coach Bradley thinking, hey, we'll just do the time possession. The biggest play the Wolverines have had so far this year is 27 yards.
Well, and you know what, Thad? If you're not I don't want to say a prolific offense, but if you're not scoring a lot of points, the one way to take points off the board of the opposing team, just hold the ball.
Sometimes the best defense is a really good offense.
How
Hey,
about
folks,
that?
don't forget a lot of out-of-town games going on just across the road here.
Big
Laurel
one.
is at Riverside. Lawrence County Sportsnet's got them on, and Lawrence County Sportsnet's also got Shenango at Mohawk. And we will have their updates as we get to halftime here. This hurry-up offense they're doing is great, but for the guy doing stats, he's sitting to my left, Mr. Brad Windhorst, kind of keeps him on his toes. So
yes, it does.
So here's the run-up and a kick by Huth. Another squib kick taken there by number 83. Wisely falls down at the 45-yard line. Nice play by Ryan Alhamid.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's going to be a flag. It's going to be offsides Ellwood, I believe. So we may be re-kicking here. Or maybe just advance the ball 5. We'll see.
Yes.
Me personally, I would just take the 5 because you got
the
ball
45.
at the 50 basically.
But,
yeah.
Is that, can you do that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You could definitely take the ball.
Decline it?
Yep. Maybe. You're gonna put me on the spot now.
Yeah. We need our Gene Saratora here to tell us. Because that rule book's only inch and a half thick, folks.
Right.
So we'll hear from Lawrence County Sportsnet James Dotson about Tuesday afternoon. He'll say, hey, guys, this is the rule. So here's Huth with the run up and a kick. This time, high end over end kick taken there at the 25-yard line.
Oh!
Hit hard. Who did that?
Colton
Gulo. He's got a nose for the football. I've been saying since he was a freshman, Brad. You were there with me. We've seen him do a lot of stuff on special teams. Now he's getting some first-team reps. But Coach Bradley says, I need him out there on special teams as well with a big-time hit. Not sure who returned that, Brad.
Man.
But it was not much as a return.
I thought it was 4.
Number 4.
With the return.
So ball's going to be at the 31-yard line. So that penalty by the Wolverines actually netted them 14 yards with the offsides.
That's how it goes sometimes.
So here comes big number 78 out there. It's 5'10", 297 on that offensive line. He takes up a lot of space. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Mazzocco, quick pass out there to number 6. Makes a man miss. Rolls his way forward. Making something out of nothing was Samuel Flora. Took the ball at the line of scrimmage. Blue shirts all around. He gets it out to about the 37-yard line.
Yeah, in fact, that's what we were talking about, the speed outside the numbers. There's example. He got that ball maybe a yard or two, and there was 2 players in front of him, and he cut it upfield.
Did you get who made that tackle? Because I didn't. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I thought it was Curie.
0.
Yep.
Daylon. So 2nd and 4. Mazzocco going to keep it. Makes a man miss. Weaves his way through there. Going to get past the line again. Brought down there by Barbario. He needed 5, got 6 for the first down. Moving the sticks is Neshannock. Give Danucci some credit in there, too, for that tackle. Now 1st and 10, ball on the 42-yard line. Mazzocco hands off to number 3, drops his head, rolls forward 5 yards for Anthony Eakin.
Number 8 with the
as
tackle.
Cam Mills coming in from that linebacker's position. Let's give him a long 4 on the play. Now going to bring up a 2nd down and 6 for Neshannock. And we said there was a chance of rain, and here it comes. Mazzocco keeps it, rolls his way through, tried to shoulder tack him, couldn't get it done. He needed 6, got 8. DiNucci brings him down. So pick up that 7 yards was Mazzocco. Going to bring up a 1st and 10. This hurry-up offense is hard on the clock operator, too. 47-yard line. Driven back that time was number 32 with the ball.
Mills once again with
Justin
the tackle.
Edworthy. And Mills with the tackle. Not much gain on that play, about 2 yards. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 8. Not a heavy rain, just a light mist. Mazzocco deploys 3 wideouts to the right. Brings a sidecar to his right. Hands it off to that sidecar. Around that left side, number 3. Falls his way forward. A good stay-at-home tackle there by Dom DiNucci. As Eakin kind of had the edge, but give Dom DiNucci credit. Kind of gets him out of bounds after about a 1-yard gain. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 7. Eakin now to Mazzocco's right. He'll check with me with the sidelines. Gets the hand signals. Back to pass. Rolls out to the right. Being chased by Drake Davis. Throws it down in there. And what a nice defensive play. Broken up by number 3, Tyler Amicone. As the intended receiver, Ryan Cameron, he kind of had position.
I tell you what, if that was an inch or two to the left, Amicone may be going the other direction.
Yes.
Wow. And that's a big stop, and it looks like Neshannock may be punting the ball here.
I'm just wondering did we
Is there a time
call a time out?
Or maybe Neshannock's going.
No,
okay.
they went and,
that was weird. I've never seen that.
Reconvened. Yep, and they are going to be punting, and Ashton Allison, the senior, 6'1", 212, will be out there to punt. Back deep to receive is Dom Hogue. Ball placed at the 44-yard line. You talk about trick plays, Brad. You might want to keep your eyes open here.
There you go.
Sends a couple men out.
And they ran out of time. That's why.
That's
Clock
why.
0.
A timeout. And you wondered what was going on when the whole team went to the sidelines, and then when they came back on, it was the punt formation.
And I wouldn't doubt that was going to be some kind of trickery.
I wondered that too, just the way the formation was changing and the way it was deployed from the sidelines.
It's kind of ironic, though. The entire offense has been fast-paced, boom, 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 and then you're indecisive on a punt, and all of a sudden it backfires going slow.
They did not get penalized. They did call that timeout.
Correct. Yep.
So, hey, don't forget, folks, if you're here at the game, listen, got the great concession stand down there. Hello to them down there. I know they got the TV on, and they're under roof right now, but, hey, they got Haluski tonight, as well as all the other great things they have. Pizza, pepperoni rolls. I think they got nachos down there. But tonight's special, Haluski. Get down there and get some. I walking past, smelled fantastic.
Yep, rain's starting to pick up now, Fed.
Yes, it is. It's a little more of a driving rain. Short snap, but he gets it, does Allison. High punt. And actually a pretty good punt. Was trying to do the old coffin corner thing. Hail to Pat McAfee.
Okay.
And
but
I
like it.
Took a little bit of a bounce there to favor Ellwood City. So Ellwood City will start this drive at their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10, leading 7-0.
Yeah, so far both teams sitting there at 19 plays. These numbers are insane. Neshannock 61, Ellwood 59. They're almost identical. Turnovers,
so
though.
We're a quarter and a half through. Turnovers are up. Wolverines, 2-0?
Yep.
And a couple other close ones. There's Smiley. Hands off to Frisk. Gets another step out there. Oh, decked hard. Good grief.
Number 3.
Frisk took there was a fumble.
Yeah,
it looked like there was a scrum, and that was a hard hit on Frisk.
Yeah.
And he's a little slow to get up.
Yeah, now Neshannock and Ellwood, both of them have players that are hurt. Unfortunately, the player for Ellwood is
Nick Frisk trying to get up.
Yeah,
but did they call it a turnover?
I don't think so. I think it was on the ground, but number 7, Ashton Allison, he's feeling it too. He's over on the far side line with his huddle. Julian Frisk right now, though, is being tended to on the field.
Was that Allison that made the initial hit?
Yeah, and number 3, Eakin rolled up on his back. I think that was just, bam, straight on.
Friendly fire.
Yeah. Folks, we're going to take a timeout here, 8:48 with injury timeout.
Welcome back, folks. After that injury timeout, Jillian Frisk getting some help off the field. They did not roll a fumble on the play. Neshannock was trying to sell the idea originally, but Frisk took a really big-time hit there.
Yeah, we'll just say a lower leg.
Getting tended to. Yeah, we'll call it lower body. There's Smiley back in action. Hands off this time.
Number 7.
And that was Barbario. Not much running room there as he tried the right side.
Correction, 23 on the carry.
Curitan.
Oh, was Curitan?
And the rain now is pretty steady coming down. So picked up about 4 on the play, so it's going to be 3rd down and 1.
Allison, number 7's back in there for Neshannock, so he's good to go after that little injury as well.
Yes. So on this 3rd and 1, big play for the Wolverines. Smiley almost trying to bark him off sides. Handoff up the right side. He's hit hard, but he's going to have enough for the first down. It's Richard Curitan coming from that linebacker position was number 12. Ethan Beeman, we've named his name a lot tonight on tackling, but needed a yard, got about 2. We'll call it 3 as he gets it out to the 32-yard line. Wolverines leading 7-0 at the 7:45 mark.
Good tackling so far.
Yes.
By both teams.
There's a handoff, tries the trap
There's
play,
Barbario.
and get a nice gain for Barbario of about 8 yards, taken down by number 4.
Griffin Wyand.
Yep. So they're going to get about 9 on the play to bring up that 2nd down and 1. And I think if you're Coach Bradley right now and you're on these first downs and not just 3 to 5 yards, but you're getting 6, 7, 8, and this time 9 yards.
Fill the box.
You'll take that every time. 2nd and 1, Smiley on the keeper, rolls his way forward, and he's going to fall forward enough for the first down. So Wolverines started this drive on the 20-yard lines, get 2 first downs. Number 12, Beeman once again in there with the tackle. So rolling, clock's moving here, 7:05. Wolverines up 7-0. Another, I don't know when they got the ball when they started this possession, but they're holding it. Hand off to Curitan, bounces to the outside, and he's going to get ridden down. Good tackling there behind the line of scrimmage. Number 5 was in there, Christopher Wozniak. So a loss of about 2 on the play.
That. It's number 6 officially.
Okay, Flora.
My apologies. 5 and 6 look pretty close.
Yeah.
So technically a loss of 2. And that's what you don't want. You don't want to get behind the sticks, especially on first down.
Well, and then you have to start wondering, Brad, with this rain,
wow,
what's that going to do the passing game?
Yeah, it's
definitely
not.
The flags are not moving at all. It's just a straight down rain. Hand off to Smiley. Up the middle he goes, and he's going to get about 11 yards back.
That's big.
To bring an 11-yard run. Going to bring up a 3rd and 1. As Smiley almost caught the defensive sleeping as he just kind of tiptoed up through there and picked up speed as he went.
And folks, I know you guys can't hear it off the mic with this rain, but it is loud enough you can actually hear it hitting the ground. Wow,
third and 1. There's a handoff to Curitan.
And
he leans forward. He needed 1, got about 5. 3 downs and move it. The Wolverines 3 for 3 on 3rd downs on this drive. Tackle there was by number 31, Colin Schaefer.
And this is perfectly timed, folks. Just milking this clock down to 5.5 minutes. A score before halftime would be pretty nice for the Wolverines.
It would. You got that one score lead right now, 7-0. And to this point, without any rain, Neshannock Lancers offense has been stymied. There's a quick handoff and rolls his way forward for about, well, they're still pushing it to Powell. Forward progress will get him down to the 40.
I tell you what, that Coach Flory would be real happy right now. This is just full back and running back up the middle. I love it.
And Barbario with that carry.
Old school fashion football.
Mazzocco was in there.
Barbario will get a little breather here.
So pickup of 2 on that first down play. Going to bring up now 2nd down and 8, 4:40 remaining, 7-0.
Got 4 wide receivers, 3 to the far side.
Yes, you do. 3 to the left, 1 short side right. But handoff up the middle. Cureton makes the first wave miss, gets through the second wave, and he takes it all the way down to the 23-yard line. What a nice run by Richard Cureton. He had a nice gain of about 6 yards. I thought he was going to get hung up. He kind of pinballed off some people and turned on the Jets as Anthony Eakin brings him down.
Timeout, Neshannock.
And I kind of see why, Brad.
Yeah.
This drive for the Wolverines started on a 20-yard line. Now they're down to the 23 and just kind of methodically, I don't almost want to say demoralizing the defense, just smash mouth football.
I was going to say, if you're the coaching staff for Neshannock, the first 2 drives, everything up the middle by Ellwood was in check. What changed? Wow.
Well, Coach Bradley did something. They're running that trap a little bit, and the pulling guards are coming through there, giving them a lane to get to. And I think it kind of jinxed Neshannock, Brad. You said good tackling there about 8 minutes ago, and right now they're unable to wrap up. And I think that's one of the nice things the Wolverines have. You got Richard Cureton out there running. Okay, we want a little more meat out there. We'll throw Barbario out there. Frisk is speedy. He's came out of the game via injury, and I know they're not working on him on the bench. So we'll wait and see. Maybe we can get a report at halftime on his status for the rest of the game. So 2 timeouts, or 1 timeout taken. Neshannock has 1 left.
Rain is practically done.
Yeah, now it just stopped raining.
So now 2 wides left, 1 on the right. Smiley going to keep it. Zigs and zags. Waves his way forward. Gets some positive yardage down to about the 13-yard line. No, I'm sorry, the 19-yard line. As Allison was in there again for the tackle. So on that first down, picked up about 4 yards. 3:59. What time did this drive start? Do you know, Brad?
I can get it here.
That's fine. We can do it till the drive's over. So 2nd and 6 now.
8:57 mark.
There's a handoff to Cureton. Gets pushed forward. Keeps on driving as Cureton. And that's a couple of times now in this game, Brad. Cureton has looked like he got a couple yards. And next thing you know, he's falling forward for 4 more yards.
Cam, we said it. Just keep everything in the positive direction. It sets up now, a 3rd and about 5.
Yeah, the spot wasn't as good as he didn't get as far as I thought he did. Was that number 11?
11 and
Toman was in there on the tackle. And who else, Dakota?
12.
Beeman.
If all else fails, I think you just say Beeman at this point. We did that last week, too.
We did.
Shenango.
18 tackles by, what was it, Cameron?
Yes. Well, anyway, 3rd and 5. You can check that game out at ecwolverines.com.
What a plug.
Oh, Smiley makes a man miss and follows his way forward. He's not going to have the first down on that 3rd and 5.
Tackled by number 4, Griffin Wyon.
No, wait a second.
They're going to say first
down.
down.
They do first down. He's all the way down to the 13-yard line.
Okay.
Originally, I thought
it was close.
He looked like he was a little short.
Yeah.
But they're at the other end of the field in the angle. Poor excuse is better than none at all, you know? So 1st and 10, ball in the 13. Wolverines can't get a first down, but they just soon get it in the end zone. Barbario that time, he got gobbled up. They were ready for that play.
And I tell you what, if he pitched that to Cureton, he may be waltzing in.
Yep, number 56, read that like a kindergarten book. He was all over it. Dante Concilio lost 2 on that play for Barbario. Going to bring up a 2nd and 12. 2:15 remaining. Lots of time because remember the
8.
Wolverines do have 3
timeouts.
And this drive started at
8:57.
So they've gone from the 20 down to the 15. They've gone 65 yards. I'd like to go 15 more on this 2nd and 12. Smiley 2 wide outs to the left, Hogue to the right. And off to Curtin. Up the middle
Right
he
up
goes,
the middle.
and he's going to go into the end zone. Touchdown! Richard Curtin, 12 yards. Count it, folks. It's 13-0 for the Wolverines. And Brad, that time, he was barely touched.
Right up the middle, too.
No stutter step needed there. Drop your head and go to Richard Curtin. The 12-yard run, touchdown run at 1:46 remaining, and the Wolverines are up 13-0. Huth on for the extra point. Hogue awaits the snap. Kick is up and good. That would have been good from a long way away. And there's the new lights we get to see in the dark. It's 14-0, 1:46 remaining here in this first half. Welcome back, folks. Wolverines leading this contest 14-0, kicking off after that 80-yard drive. Don't forget, folks, we'll have the bands here at halftime as Aiden Hoos running up with the kick. High end over and kick, a good kick. Taken here at the 11-yard line by number 5, Wozniak.
Got a tackle.
Right side and
Colton
thrown
Golo.
him down. Colton Golo. When you see a runner flying through the air like that, you got a pretty good chance.
Yep.
It's number 9, Colton Golo, making the stop. So kind of a game reset here. You got 1:38 remaining. You got Gino Mazzacco at quarterback, and he can do some great things. He's a great player. And however, Neshannock just with that one timeout.
And since it was 19 plays apiece, 15 straight plays on that 15-play, 80-yard drive, 7-minute and 11-second drive. Wow.
And the key is on those long drives is putting points on the board.
Yep.
2 wide outs to the right, 2 to the left for Mazzacco. Back to pass. He's got time, but he rolls to the right. He looks. Got a man deep down there. Going to be, diving effort by number 12, Ethan Beeman. Good coverage.
It was a good throw, actually, too.
By Amicone, and a good throw. A throw of probably about 30 yards.
Yeah, and if that hangs up there, it could be picked off. So Mazzacco put it where the only place that his wide receiver could get it.
Right, and the rain has stopped, and the flags are not moving. Here's Mazzacco. Back to pass. Got some pressure. Tries the dump pass to number 3. Speedy goes up that right side as Eakin. I think he's going to be a little bit short of that first down. But it's going to be 3rd and inches now. 1:05 remaining. Mazzacco going to try, throws it out there, and the throw was short. He could have ran for the first down, but he opted to throw it to Wozniak. Ball was a little bit short, and it was kind of throwing across his body was Mazzacco. But now, Brad, if you're the Wolverines defense, you got him pinned at the 39-yard line on a 4th and 1 with 3 timeouts, so a stop here.
Draw him off sides. Yep, and reset.
Yep.
Wow, this is big.
He's got Edworthy.
And we're talking inches, folks.
Right.
Inches. It's 4th and inches.
Yes, it is.
Oh, and there goes that
last
timeout.
timeout.
Yeah.
So the Wolverines now, correct me if I'm wrong, Bat, I do believe the Lancers are 1 for 1 on 4th down so far tonight.
They're officially, you are correct, 1 for 1. 0 for 4 on 3rd down. That's the difference. Ellwood 4 for 8. Neshannock 0 for 4.
And stick around, folks, after the bands play. Brad will have all these halftime statistics, and we'll be working on getting some out-of-town scores.
Give credit to Richard Cureton so far. 12 carries, 62 yards, and he's just 12 yards or so, 20 yards away from breaking what he had last week, and that's a good first half for Cureton, who came in only with like 130 yards rushing because in his career, that number is definitely going to go up, that's for sure.
He had 81 yards so far in the season on 18 carries.
Yep.
So he's doing that tonight.
All right,
here we go, so folks. Back to this 4th and inches play. 1 minute remaining. Mazzocco. He's the keeper. He's going to go up the middle. He's got the first down a little bit more. Going to get all past midfield to the 49-yard line. Declan O'Brien was in there to slow him down, and the speedy Mazzocco really changed that perception, because if the Wolverines could stop him there, they could set up shop. So Lancers 2 for 2 on 4th down. Now they're back. First down, new set of downs. Mazzocco wants to go deep down the middle and overshoots his man as number 12, Beeman, was in there, intended receiver. It looked like Tyler Amicombe, Dom DiNucci was back there. Incomplete pass stops the clock. Remember, Neshannock has no timeouts remaining. Ball at the 49-yard line, 2nd and 10. Mazzocco looks to his left, throws it out there. Oh! And through the hands as Ryan Cameron had it in the breadbasket.
And makes you wonder how that rain, how much is wet on the gloves.
It does that too. And in Cameron's defense, there was 3 blue shirts honing in on him. That could have been
small window there.
Yes. So 3rd and 10. They're 0 for 4 tonight. Mazzocco back to pass. He's got all time. PJ Du Bois giving chase. Throws it down there, and that's going to be incomplete as he tries going down the sidelines to the would-be receiver, Brady Frasso. Ball was short and a hard throw for Mazzocco to make. It's going to be 4th down and 10. Ball on the 49-yard line.
And unfortunately, it looks like it'll be a punt formation here for Neshannock.
It's kind of odd. They do like a hurry-up offense the whole game, and then when it's time for the punt unit to come out, but this time they got a whole bunch of time, 25 seconds on the play clock as they come out there.
With 26 seconds left, I don't see any trickery coming this time.
Nope, there's Allison back. But Wolverines really don't have anybody back deep. I think they're
smart
hedging to make sure everything's okay. Good snap. There's the kick. And a nice kick that is going to go. And a good hustle by 12. Oh, but he slid in the end zone. That is a touchback.
Mm-hmm.
When he touched that ball and he was in the end zone, the ball was out of the end zone, but so the Wolverines, with 14 seconds remaining, will have the ball 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. The rain has stopped here.
So we're about to kneel down away from looking forward to halftime here with the bands.
And I think if you're Coach Bradley, you're going into halftime
feeling
smiling pretty good at 14-0. And I think if you're head coach Mike Bongiavengo from Neshannock, they did call it. It was not a touchback.
You're right. It's not a touchback. And that's probably why Ellwood took the timeout, because now it changes.
You don't want a safety here because that ball is literally on the 1-yard line. As Beeman went down there and he slid, his momentum kind of took him into the end zone.
Well, and it makes you wonder, is the roll as long as the ball doesn't cross, the body can touch and everything, maybe the ball could be out. I can't remember.
Well, you got all kind of homework this time.
Oh, man, the homework's going to be alive this weekend. I got great papers, too. By the way, now that's officially a 48-yard punt. So
okay. And Michigan plays Oklahoma.
The Sooners.
So you won't be able to concentrate during that 2.5 hours.
No. I think this is going to be very simple. You can't take it. I mean, you could take a knee, but I would say just snap it and just just go up the middle.
The ball's at that 1 yard line.
Yep. Just let Smiley lean forward, just fall forward. Don't get anybody hurt. And
14 seconds remaining.
Get the halftime.
Yeah, I think if you're the Wolverine, and the Neshannock's probably.
Gonna ask the band. They got a front view up there.
Yeah, they do. So, Wolverines do have them kind of spread out. There's Smiley. Almost trying to draw him off sides. Neshannock, well coached, going to sit there. And the play clock's not going.
So maybe another timeout?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
So.
What an awesome call.
So, with the timeout taken, with 14 seconds.
Now you just snap the ball and lean forward.
Yeah. Yep. Yep, but they had Dom Hogue out here far to
they
the right.
Did.
I
It made
thought,
it interesting.
You just, 14 seconds if you throw it up.
And sometimes you get that tricky where you're in a huddle and you just slip right out of it. Sometimes people miss that player, especially in the blue. The blue's a darker color tonight. It may be hard to see. You never know.
Right. Hey, folks, while we have this timeout, don't forget the Ellwood City Football Boosters are having their cash bash. September 27th, $30 gets you in the door, gets you food. They got one of them roulette wheels I saw, and those are always fun. And they have the cash bash. Winning prize is $4,000 if you're there. If you want to
move
make
over
the donation of
Powerball.
$30, you can win $3,000. Total of $7,500 in.
I like your chances of 4,000 versus the Powerball.
Yep.
Just saying.
And there's the dive forward, and the Wolverines and Coach Bradley, I think, are going to be pretty happy to leave the ball right where it sits as the clock is going to strike 0 with the Wolverines leading 14-0 after one half of play. Stick around, folks. We'll have the Neshannock Lancers Band and the Pride of Ellwood City, Lincoln High School Blue Band, and stats and out-of-town scores as we proceed.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the field of the Neshannock Planter Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Kimberly Hine and assistant band directors Beth Howell and Elizabeth Pucci. Terry Montgomery is the left advisor, and Connor Proctor, Eden Geis, Mia Freno, Lynn Grossman, and Gabby Hedge are assistant staff members. Brady Little captains are Anthony Becker, Ava Boazza, and Jack Streeling. Molly Bentley is the band historian. The band is led off the field by drum majors Madison Luxian and Catherine Spore. The Lancer Band would like to present the 2025 halftime show. Our first tune was released in 1986 by Bon Jovi. Here is You Give Love a Bad Name.
I don't know who they are. They're all down there all over the place. You know, why wouldn't it? Yeah, exactly.
also will feature our Lancerettes. Released in 1981 by Earth, Wind, and Fire, this next tune features a post-disco feel and a catchy bass line. Please enjoy the Lancer Band's performance of Let's Groove. The band's closing tune was first performed in 1938 by Bob Hackett and Ray Allen. Since then, this classic swing tune has been covered by several artists and groups, featuring our instrumental seniors, Nate Anderson, Ava Blasio, Master Burkett, Kathy Duffy, Ruby Evans, Christian Hale, Ethan Jackson, Sienna Ponce, Master Lysiak, Martin Moreland, Lexi Pino, Jack Streamley, and Lucas Walzer. Here's Big Noise from Winnetka. Please give another round of applause for our Neshannock marching band. The band gives a dedication to the Neshannock School Board, administration, faculty, staff, band parents, and community members for their support of the music program. On behalf of the band, this is Paul Proctor wishing you a great evening. Go Lancers!
I do. It's his first drill. Last time I went and wrapped it up. Shooting pain. I don't know.
That's just my opinion.
The trainers like Wednesday. He's like, after I practice and stuff, some physical therapy, get you moving, and it's just going to make it worse. Yeah, the only way for it to get
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the LHS Blue Band's Frank and Funk Show. Tonight, we begin with a classic from a 1986 Broadway classic. Here is our rendition of Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera.
his junior and senior year, it felt like his wrist was broken because he was tendonitis, and he's at the quarter gun. He was able to play with it. Stop it. It's also like, it's my freshman year. If I sit out this year, it's not going to hurt. And it's like, chances are you sit out most of the time. If I sit out the rest of this year, maybe it'll be good. He was have a class like that. We'll be all right.
Next, we feature a dance song with Stevie Wonder's iconic 1972 song, Superstition. funk show is a blast from the past. From 1992's Pablo Honey album, this is Radiohead's Creep. School marching Blue Band. And now, the Blue Band Funk. Thank you for coming out and supporting the Blue Band tonight.
All right, folks, welcome back here to Helling Stadium. I tell you what, Thad Sturgeon just put the funk in Blue Band Funk up here in the press box. I tell you what, folks, if you want to talk about weird and wacky and the funk, we've got you some crazy scores around the globe in Western Pennsylvania. But we're going to take a moment and we'll talk about stats from this game real quick as we prep for the second half, about a minute away. Halftime stats are now officially on your screen as we delay. There we go. 14-0 is the score in favor of the Wolverines. Rushing yards doubled up. The Wolverines have 127 to just 63 for Neshannock. Passing yards are pretty even. Not many completions today so far, folks. 13 for Ellwood, 20 yards for Neshannock. Total yards 140 to 83 in favor of the Wolverines. The big difference, Thad, and it's gone and led to a couple scores now. 2 turnovers by Neshannock. One led to 7 points. The other one just kept Neshannock off the scoreboard. It's 14-0 off of 2 penalties or 2 turnovers. 1 penalty for 10 for Ellwood, 3 for 25 for the Neshannock Lancers. So there you go. Some individual stats. Rushing-wise, Richard Cureton, 12 carries for 62 yards, a 5.2 average. And then Tyler Smiley, 9 carries, 44 yards, 4.9 average. So between the two of them, they got 106 total yards on 21 carries. Gino Mazzocco, 6 carries for 43. Anthony Eakin, 4 for 12. Passing-wise, Tyler Smiley, 1 for 6 for 13. And Gino Mazzocco, 4 for 13, 20 yards, but more importantly, an interception that led to points for the Wolverines. All right, folks, here you go. And we heard the fans just listen to the scoreboard read by the announcer here, Mr. Frank Keeley. These numbers are for real. These are confirmed numbers. Avonworth up on Aliquippa at halftime, 9-0. Newcastle 26-0 on the Rams of Highlands. Beaver Falls down at halftime to the Rams of Southside, 19-6. Laurel, not sure of this halftime score, but late in the second quarter, 37-0 over Riverside.
Mercy me.
I would say, Thad, that is for sure. Now, I guaranteed they were ranked 3rd and 4th. Laurel fans, you may be knocking on the door for that second and first place there, possibly, in 1A. New Brighton 22-0 over Northgate. So New Brighton looking to kind of shock the world, 3-0 possible, and lead the MAC going into section play. South Park up on Keystone Oaks, 12-7 late in the second quarter. Wow, this one's interesting. Washington only up 14-6 on Union at halftime, and upset alert. Surprising one of the night at halftime. Shenango 14, Mohawk zilch. A donut for Mohawk. They've been outgained 211 yards to just 44 in that first half. Wow, Thad?
You talk about Mohawk. We had Shenango last week. Mohawk will be traveling there next week to take on the Warriors of Mohawk. But before we do that, we got a second half of football to play here. While we have a moment, Brad, I want to talk a little bit boys golf. It beat the Riverside Panthers 191-222 to set up a Monday match at Delmar for first place in the section against Neshannock. So good luck to the boys golf team as they work to get in that first place spot to keep that all but one perfect record going. Girls volleyball lost to Riverside and Neshannock in straight sets this week. Girls golf had a victory over New Brighton to improve to 500. MAC tournament was moved to next Monday with the impending rain that we had there the other day, and they'll be finishing the match to finish the season the following Monday at Delmar. Soccer 0-2 on the season so far, lost to Southside 2-0. Great defense and goalkeeping by Isaac Smith. Their last win against Southside was back in 2010. Loss is a loss, but they still held that game to 2-0. Folks, if you're not on EllwoodCityWolverines.com, Ellwood City Wolverines Facebook page, Brad Windhorst at Twitter, and the Instagram page, you can get all of our next week's schedules of where we're going to be. Middle school football took a defeat against Mohawk Wednesday night, 26-0. And then this coming Wednesday, where'd y'all say you were at?
At Neshannock.
At Neshannock.
And a nice start time. A beautiful, brisk 7 o'clock start time.
I might have to even make my way up to that
all
one
right.
if we can. So remember, folks, keep
the schedule is always
subject to change, and especially now getting into the fall weather here and to go that route. Wolverines will be receiving. As you went over that, one thing you didn't say, Brad, if you have it at your fingertips, what was the time of possession in that half?
It
had to favor the Wolverines heavily.
It feels like it should be more, 14:39 to 9:21. That was the aid of a 7-11 drive, 7-minute mark drive. And that's why both these teams may, I think Neshannock, has 4 drives, and Ellwood, technically with that extra play there, technically had 5, but a 7-minute drive doubling up right now on Neshannock.
So 14-0 as we start off this second half of play. Daylon Curie and Dom Hogue, the seniors, back deep to receive.
26, Amari Rapchak kicking.
And here's the run-up and the kick. High end over and kick and taken there at about the 12-yard line by Dom Hogue. And a heavy pursuit and a nice special teams effort by the whole entire Neshannock Lancer team as number 27 was in there, Joseph DiMuccio, to make the initial hit. And they had that well covered on a pretty deep kick. Dom got it back out there to what appears to be about the 24-yard line. So Wolverines set up shop here in the third quarter at the 24-yard line.
And
not much passing to speak of. You said, only 33 yards passing between the two teams?
And I was just going to say, with the rain stop, I'm going to assume you're going to see a little bit more passing.
I think so, too. And Smiley on the keeper, and they were ready for that one.
Yes,
Takes
they
him
were.
down to 22 as number 4, Griffin Lyand was in there for the stop. Loss of 2 on the play, going to bring up a second down and 12. To the folks down there in the concession stand, Haluski approved.
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff.
2 thumbs up.
Good stuff. Thank you for bringing that up to us. And we will promote. You bring us food like that, we'll promote it every chance we get, folks. We'll be back here in 2 weeks.
They had pulled pork the first week.
Yep. They're going all in. So 2nd and 11. Back to pass to Smiley. Tyler rolls out of the pocket. Kind of waits. No, everybody covered downfield. Going to make a beeline for the sidelines. And he gets rolled out of bounds by number 7, Ashton Allison. Going to get back to the original line of scrimmage plus a couple feet. So it's going to bring up a third down and a long 9. Dom Danucci checking in the game. Anthony Barbario coming out. You know, you said it at halftime, Brad, when we were off air, 14-0. Yes, you love that lead, but Neshannock, they do have speed. They do have Gina Mazzacchio back to pass. Throws the slant. Oh, and the ball was short and unable to get into the hands of intended receiver Tyler Amicone.
And honestly, that one may have been the actual best opportunity, best outcome for Ellwood because it was covered.
Well, it was kind of like a wheel route, and Tyler was kind of coming back in, going across the grain, and Neshannock was not fooled. So 4th down and 9. That first punt tonight by Daylon Curie was, 40 couple yards?
Yep.
Much improved over the first 2 weeks. Let's see if he can keep that improvement going. Good snap. Oh, almost.
Ooh.
I can't believe that wasn't blocked.
And it's going to roll a little
He was
bit.
all over it, and it gets down to the 41-yard line.
I mean, that's going to be a replay after this game is done.
Well, I don't know who the intended, the Neshannock Lancer was that came in there, but he was I thought it was going to be blocked. I just couldn't believe it wasn't.
Well, Neshannock, check mark, one for one on a stop.
Yes.
So
and actually, the Wolverines, I'll just say it, dodged a bullet there without that punt being blocked. So 1st and 10, ball on the 42-yard line, 33-yard punt, unofficially. So Mazzacco, all back there by himself, 2 wideouts right to left, keeper up the middle he goes. Makes a man miss, zigs and zags, and he's going to get enough for the first down. Rolled his way forward there, taken down by number 9, Colton Gulo, but not after a first down gain. Kind of same formation again. 3 wideouts to the right this time, 2 to the left. Mazzacco awaits the snap, sends a man in motion. Oh, big time. Are you kidding me? Colton Gulo in there as number 3, Anthony Eakin, tried to jet sweep. Colton Gulo was not fooled at all. A loss of about
5 officially.
Wow.
Man.
Whew. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 15.
Man.
And a huge hit. And a timeout.
And now I'm wondering Ellwood takes a timeout. Richard Cureton came up a little gingerly.
Yeah, he just looks not hurt, just in discomfort.
Yeah.
So a quick timeout taken by the Wolverines at the 9:24 mark. But Colton Gulo making his presence known tonight.
A
great tackle on special teams, if you remember back there.
Yep.
And then making some defensive plays as well.
Yeah, so far he's got 6 tackles, now 1 for a loss, and a sack of 8, and a pass broken up. I would say, honestly, if this score continues to read 14-0, or if there's very minimal scores, you could say player of the game could be Colton Gulo on
Not at this stage of the game, but a lot of
There's more to play.
A lot of football to play yet. So after the timeout by the Wolverines, brings up that 2nd and 15. 2 wide out straight, 2 to the left side. Carter Mazakos, he's back to pass. Pursuit. Shuffles it forward to number 32 and just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Guess
who I think it is. That was Daylon Curie in there to take down number 32, Edworthy. Justin Edworthy, that is. And really got about a half a yard on what I'll call a shuffle pass.
Yep.
So 3rd and 15. The Lancers 0 for 4 or maybe 0 for 5 so far on 3rd downs on the night. Wolverines up 14-0. He's going to keep her, tries to run up there. Flag coming in. I think we're coming back, Brad. And he's going to be thrown down by Colton Gullo.
I was so afraid body slam was coming.
He was about 3 inches. If he lifts 3 inches higher, it's trouble.
And you definitely send him back.
Yep, after that 3rd and 15. Picked up a couple yards, but I do believe the men in stripes don't like the idea. And backwards it's going to go, and it's going to be declined. So it brings up a 4th down and a ball on the 49-yard line. It appears, as they go to the sidelines, as they've done several times so far tonight, that the punt formation will be coming on.
I'm intrigued by that. That's kind of scary for me. Be careful of any fakes here.
And I think the Wolverines are aware. There's a lot of finger pointing. Person comes on the field late. There's the snap. And that kick is a driving kick. Going to go behind him and picked up at the 5-yard line. And Dom Hogue really had nowhere to go except get out of bounds. So it gets down to the 11-yard line. About a, 46-yard punt. Not much hang time, but it was effective for the for the Neshannock Lancers. Hey, folks, each and every Thursday night, Thursday night dinners. And this week kind of hit home a little bit harder. The Time Brew Pub was going to be doing the dinner tonight, and as we all know what happened up there Monday night with the explosion. And we'll get to that. Let me get that more at a time. I want to have more time to talk about it, Brad. Smiley under center. There's a handoff to Richard Curitan. Not much running room there as number 6 was in there, Samuel Flora. I do want to give an update on Julian Frisk. I talked to his dad at halftime. It is that lower body ankle. He was out there on some special teams later in that half. I've been seeing that. But he's able to play. It's just going to be a question of how much at this stage of the game.
And you want to make sure he kind of gets some time on it, because you take that boot off, you take that shoe off, that will swell up a little bit.
They wrapped it up.
Yep.
It's probably wrapped so
just
tight
leave
right
it alone
now.
for a little bit.
It can't swell, but it is going to have to come off sometime. But good to see he got hit hard. Smiley under center, 2nd and 7. Back to pass. Wants to air it out. Got his man down there, and that's going to be intercepted. Intercepted by number 3, Anthony Eakin.
Yeah, and that got deflected a little bit at the line of scrimmage as well.
It did, and intended receiver was Daylon Curie, and kind of that wounded duck flying up there, and a nice diving effort by Eakin. Wolverines with their first turnover on the night. They won the turnover battle in that first half, 2-0. Now they find themselves 1-0 in turnovers with the interception.
And we went from a 7-minute drive to now both teams now on their second possession already, just 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes in the second half.
So setting up shop in good field position for the Lancers, 37, their deepest penetration of the night. There's a handoff, and up the middle he goes as number 3 drops his head is Anthony Eakin. Positive yardage share of about 8 yards as up the middle he went. Tackle made by Tyler Amicone.
Yep. Also give credit to Hogue on that one as well.
So got P.J. Du Bois, Drake Davis on that line. Trying to plug some holes. Give some room for the linebackers. There's Mazzaccio. on the keeper, goes the other way, and taken down Colton Gulo. He does not miss. He gets a hand on you, you're coming down. And that time he got him. So 1 yard loss. I know, I missed it. As Mazzocco, and I apologize, I said his name wrong there. Mazzocco. Now on this 3rd and 2, 1 wide out to the right, 2 to the left. Mazzocco hands it off, and up the middle he goes. Powell on his way forward, driving. He gets pushed back, but I do believe forward progress is going to get the would-be ball carrier, Eakin. Drake Davis with the tackle, but not after. A needed 1.5, 2, got 3. So they're going to set up shop now at the 26-yard line. Air is very calm right now. Mazzocco handoff, and up the middle he goes. Number 3, Eakin again. Going to get about 4 or 5 yards on that first down run.
Cameron Mills on the tackle.
Yep. So now on this 2nd and 5, Neshannock driving in their second drive of this 3rd quarter. Sends a man in motion. Mazzocco. He's going to keep it, go around the right side. Cuts against the grain. Up the middle he goes. Hits his own man. Pinballed around. Helmet on the ground. And is not going to have enough for the first down. Initially, I thought maybe he was close. Going to bring up now a 3rd down and 1. So on this 3rd and 1. There's a handoff to Eakin. Going to drive his way forward. He's going to have enough for the first down. Kind of that design play, you just 1 yard. We'll let the big guys up front push him around. And he was able to fall forward and get that. So ball right now resting on that 15-yard line, 1st and 10. Remember, this drive set up by the interception of the Lancers. Mazzocco throws it down there, finds his man, and he's down about the 3-yard line as that receiver was number 10, Brady Frasso. And that's enough for Lancers' first down. Going to be 1st and goal for the Lancers. A nice quick hit there by Mazzocco. Going to be close to the 2-yard line. The Lancers are going to call it to 3. There's a hand.
Keeper.
On the keeper. Falls his way forward.
I think he's short.
Nope, he's into the end zone for the touchdown. Initially thought he was down. He was able to propel his body over the line, was Mazzocco, and gets the Lancers on the board at the 4-minute mark, down 14-6, extra point forthcoming. A nice drive, 37 yards for the Lancers. And I think it looks like they're short a player out there. They're waving somebody on.
Yep. And the kicker's going to be Rapchak, number 26.
Everyone's deployed where they're supposed to be. Here waits the snap. Snap, good. Kick is driving kick, and it is no good. Wide left.
Ooh,
so
mark that down.
Yes, that could be huge when you're talking about a one-possession game. 14-6 in favor of Ellwood City. Welcome back, folks. 14-6 game here in favor of the Wolverines. Lancers capitalizing on that interception and took the ball a 37-yard drive into the end zone for the Mazzacco 3-yard run. Here's a run-up and kick by Rapchak. End over end kick. It's going to be taken there at the 18-yard line by Dom Hogue. Things bottled up in that corner, and he's going to be shoved out of bounds by a host of Lancers. And they're officially going to say Rayon Al-Ahmed. So Wolverine's now going to set up shop at the 25-yard line. You can kind of see maybe the fear that they're having in Dom Hogue back there and Daylon Curry. Every kick they've done has kind of gone close to that sidelines, outside the hash marks, not giving them that full field, get the ball up in the air. So Wolverines on offense now. Smiley. Handoff to Barbario. Rolls his way forward for about 5 yards. Initial hit there was by Ethan Beeman. Now a second down and 6 after that 4-yard gain by Barbario.
And if you're Ellwood here, you're looking at that clock. Let's shorten it up. Get a long drive here.
So now Smiley, sidecar this left and right. Hands off to Curitan, and he's hit pretty hard initially once he got to the line of scrimmage. Not much running room there for Curitan. His number 7 was in there, Ashton Allison, and he had some help from his friends in red. And they're going to give him about a yard on the play. And if you're the Wolverines right now, you had an initial 3 and out, and then the interception, and now you're looking at 3rd and 7 here. They were 4 for 8 in the first half. Give or take?
Yep, 4 for 8, while Neshannock was 0 for 4, and obviously that has changed.
Yes, so on this 3rd and 7, Tyler Smiley got 3 wide outs to the right, 1 short side left. Smiley back to pass. He's got a little bit of time, got time to survey. He's in the pocket. There's a flag down far side of the field, and Smiley is hit.
Yeah, and that's going to be offsetting
penalties.
penalties.
And there's
now.
Another flag coming in.
Yeah, the one player for Neshannock lunged in, and that's going to be not targeting, but helmet
to helmet.
Yeah. So this is going to be offsetting.
2 flags on the play, 1 at the far side of the field.
We'll see how this goes down. So it's a hold, and then contact to the head. Whew. This is going to make things interesting.
So as the officials are sorting this, 2 penalties appear to be 1 on each team in our speculation. Yep, holding against Ellwood City. Helmet to helmet against Neshannock. Offsetting penalties. We will replay the down. So 3rd and 7. And if the play would have stood, it would have been right. Yeah, it was going to be pretty close. So we'll replay this 3rd down. And Smiley gets direction, runs into the huddle. Got 3 wide outs to the right, 1 to the left. Smiley back to pass. Throws it down there. That ball's going to be intercepted by Allison. He's got a head of steam and blockers out in front. He's down the right side. Hurdles him in. Tumbles and bumbles into about the 6-yard line as Allison just back there playing center field in like a free safety position. And he just picked that ball out of the air. Stopped, finally brought down by number 70, the Wolverines, Nick Condell. But a huge interception and even bigger return as Neshannock now going to be set up inside the red zone, inside the 10-yard line as it sits on a 9-yard line.
And the power of the turnover.
Yes.
Back-to-back turnovers for Ellwood now, and 1 led to 6 points. And if you're Neshannock, you're right back at it.
You are at 1st and goal at the 9-yard line. All momentum in favor of the Neshannock Lancers, really since they came out at halftime.
Yep.
Forced that 3 and out, and then the next 2 possessions were turnovers. There's a handoff to number 3. Pinball on his way forward, gets inside the 5-yard line, was Anthony Eakin. And I think they're going to mark him down just inside the 5-yard line. Condell brings him down. So it's at the 4-yard line right now. This hurry-up offense that we've been seeing Neshannock play, or no huddle, for lack of a better word. 2 wide outs to the left. Handoff around the left side, into the end zone. Untouched was number 3, Anthony Eakin, with the 4-yard touchdown run. 2 plays, 9 yards, Brad. And just like that, it's 14-12. Neshannock going to be going for, I'm sure they're going to go for 2 to try to tie this game. Third quarter, not kind to the Wolverines here tonight. So Mazzaco's out there, but I'll tell you, Brett, he's got a little limp. He looks fine and not in pain, but play clock down to 3, down to 2, down to 1, sends a man in motion, should be a flag, and there it is. Wow, that's huge for the Lancers, as that 2-point conversion from the 2.5-yard line is now going to be from the 7.5-yard line, 5-yard penalty. Change of playbook now for the Lancers. This is a big defensive play for the Wolverines. And now the play clock's already down to 17 as they're looking to the sidelines. I don't think they're going to want to have to burn a timeout here.
Mazzaco's telling them, let's hurry up, let's go.
Let's hurry up because they're at 9 seconds once again. Mazzacco sends a man in motion, 5 seconds. Mazzacco back to pass. Looks right. Down it goes and through the hands of number 12, Ethan Beeman, as he went up for the catch, and he's going to be slow to get up. It's a cramp. His teammates are trying to help him, but the 2-point conversion at this point fails, but was there a flag?
I don't think so. I think they were just...
The officials are conversing.
Yeah.
There is a flag in front of that official.
Oh,
right
you
in
are
the end zone.
right.
Does it sure look like
They wave it off.
Honestly, they waved it off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well,
So
folks,
it officially does not go, the 2-point conversion. So with 1:38 remaining in this third quarter, it's 14-12 in favor of the Wolverines. Welcome back, folks. We got ourselves a football game. Went at a halftime. It was 14-0, and 1:38 remaining in the third quarter. The Lancers of Neshannock got 12 points, unable to get the extra point and the 2-point conversion, but points off of turnovers. 2 interceptions thrown by Tyler Smiley of Ellwood City, and Neshannock has been able to score on both of them. Here's the run-up and the kick by Rapchak. High end-over-end kick. Going to be taken there at about the 15-yard line. Dom Hogue got a seam. Up the middle he goes. One man misses. Hits him, bounces off. Gets up to the 35. Down to the 40-yard line. A nice 25-yard return by Dom Hogue. Nico Shavely, number 23, finally brings Hogue down. But a nice return by Dom to get the Wolverines
41?
out. Yeah, officially the 41-yard line.
so about a 26-yard return, and that's big because that shortens the field. Yes, minute 28 here, and your offense has been, you said it, that we were talking about the numbers here. I mean, it's, if they have 3 yards the second half, oof.
There's Cam Mills, I believe, is
That's
in there
what
for
you
the
do.
shotgun, and he rolls his way forward, does the sophomore Mills
And I
for
tell you,
positive yards up to about the 8-yard line, 72 with the tackle.
if you've ever met Cameron Mills, that is a big
That was,
body coming at
27, Joseph DiMuccio.
I think they actually said 78.
Oh, 78? Okay. So a nice 8-yard gain there on first down for Mills, and he's still in there at quarterback. He's going to take it, makes a man miss. He's going to get the first down,
Yep.
roll that ball forward, needed 2 yards for the first down, got about 4.
you. And he's, what is he listed, Thad, for Cameron Mills there?
6'0", 200 pounds
Yeah.
as a sophomore.
200 pounds coming right at you. Think about that.
So Mills taking over the quarterback duties on this particular drive. 1st and 10 now. Mills, everything in tight.
Is that P.J. Dubois as well? Yepers.
Yep, Mills makes a man miss. Rolls his way around, but nice tackling there by number 12. And the Ellwood faithful thought there was a little extracurricular activity going down, but play till the whistle blows. That's what they always say. So Beeman was in there to wrap him up. But still, Cam Mills, to his credit, was able to muster 3 yards of forward progress.
Yep. All right. Well,
Oh, there it is, folks. At the end of the third quarter, we find our Wolverines leading 14-12. They'll come back with the ball 2nd and 7 from the Neshannock 43-yard line. Cam Mills is on the sidelines. Welcome back, folks. 2nd and 7, ball on the 43-yard line. In there is number 1, Dom DiNucci at quarterback, and he tried to go to the left side, and number 12, Ethan Beeman, was not fooled, took him down right there at the line of scrimmage. So they're going to give him 1 yard. So it's going to be 3rd down and a short 7. Wolverines not moving much offensively in that third quarter. Not converted 1 3rd down in this half. P.J. DuBois in there to block. As DeLon Curie tries to roll forward, and he's going to be short.
Yep. 4 down territory.
And number
Now Dom's.
12 Beeman and Toman was in there.
Oh, now Dom's coming off limping.
Dom Hogue. He was a quarterback that time, right?
Yep.
So on this 4th down, and we're not sure who's going to be quarterback, Cam Hockenberry checks in. Tyler Smiley comes back in. So on this drive, the Wolverines had, did Daylon do a quarterback, or was it Dom the whole time?
It was Dom.
Okay.
Dom, Cam in the 3rd.
Yep. Now Smiley coming in on this 4th and 3. Wolverines about 45% on the year. Smiley back to pass. Drops his head, wants to run. He's going to get the first down. He needed 3 and got 4. Everything was covered downfield. Credit to Lancer's secondary. But Tyler Smiley had the wherewithal to run forward and get the first down. Brought down there initially by Matthew Toman. But he gets the ball to the 35-yard line. Wolverines survive to get a new set of downs. So it's Cam Mills back in there at quarterback with a high snap. Tries the outside, falls his way forward. Going to get about 3 yards as Cam, as number 4 was in there to make the stop. Griffin Wyond. Not going to give him that much yardage, about a yard. So I think Cam had an equipment problem, is why he came out a few plays earlier, and then Dom Hogue came in for 2 plays. Smiley came in, and then now we have back. Everything in tight. Pulls his way forward, almost got a shirt tackle, but keeps driving forward. As number 3 was in there, Anthony Eakin. As Cameron Mills made something out of nothing. Gets about, 4 yards.
Yep.
So a big 3rd and 4 here for the Wolverines.
Again, you're inside the 30 plus. This is 4 down territory, so cut it in half, keep it going, everything positive. Just
I'm going to
gotta
stay
go
real
forward.
positive and let's just get the first down.
Absolutely.
So Cam deploying.
And I tell you
his-
what, Thad, that clock keeps rolling.
Yep.
Down to under 9 minutes now.
And here are the Wolverines. Cam Mills, the sophomore, in at quarterback. Tries the right side. Got a little bit of a crease there. Push the Powell forward. The Powell did not get to go forward. I think a lot's going to be on the spot.
Yeah, he's going to be short by maybe a foot.
A foot, almost the width of the yard marker. Brad, you look down there on the other side of the field. The stick is on the other side. Well, it's a little bit further than that. So, 4th and 1. Everything happening for the Wolverines to keep this clock and keep this drive alive. Craig Patterson's in there on the line.
Yep.
Trying to see who's
Extra
not-
off. It's
Yep.
extra
Yep.
lineman. Sorry.
Yep. Mills. Hands off. There's the first down by Curtin. He needed to get across the 25, and he did.
And Thad, he went the right way, because if he went to the right,
We got an injury out there as they're waving him out. But on that left side,
it's going to be, I'm assuming, he just said Curtin, I believe.
Yeah, he didn't. Curtin didn't get up from the tackle.
All right, folks, we're going to take another timeout here. 7:56 smart here for the injury timeout for the Wolverines.
Curtin is up on his feet, walking off the field in his own on his own power after that fourth down run. Wolverines are pretty good on 4th downs to this point. So the injury timeout, they're kind of letting everybody regroup here. I'm kind of surprised the officials are not calling anybody over. Are you wondering about this, Brad?
Well, it makes me wonder if they're going to come out and measure this.
No, they already moved the sticks.
Oh, they did?
Yep.
Okay, sorry.
Yep.
My apologies.
No,
My apologies. They
You're-
may be just giving everybody, hey, let's get a breather here and
So
reset.
the Wolverines, 1st and 10, ball on the 24-yard line. Official starts that clock, 7:51 remaining. Wolverines up by 2, 14-12. Tyler Smiley back in at quarterback. He's going to try running the ball this time. Goes around that left side. First, a hard hit there as number 32 came in with authority. Edworthy is going to get a hard-earned yard on that play to bring up a 2nd down and 9. One of the good things about that play is he stayed in bounds.
That too, yep. The big thing here for Ellwood, yes, you're going to run the ball, and run this clock, but Neshannock knows it, and they're literally going to gun for the ball now.
Yep,
Don't blame
they're going
them.
to do that, and killing that clock is fine, but you got to finish the drive.
Yes.
And with just a 2-point lead. So P.J. Du Bois out there, along with Colton Gullo on that right side. There's Smiley going to follow those two big bodies, and he does not get far. Falls his way forward for about a yard. Big number 55 was in there. Michael DeSanti, 6'2", 235. Going to give him about 2 yards, and here we are, 3rd down. Well, you feel a lot better if you're an Ellwood Wolverine fan if it was 3rd and 3, but these 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 7, what we're up against right now on the 21-yard line. You know, there's been no big plays drive-wise. 3 wide outs to the right, 1 Dom Hogue to the left. Frisk is back in. There's Smiley up the middle, falls his way forward past the 15.
Designed run all the way.
It had everybody spread out.
Yep. Get it to a manageable 4th and about
Tolman was in there to make the stop.
2 from the looks of it.
Needed 7, got 5. Going to bring up this 4th, and I'm going to call it a short 2, Brad, as the ball's sitting right there outside the 15-yard line.
Remember, Thad, this drive started at the 3-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. This is 10 minutes, folks. On the verge of 10 minutes.
So Nick Frisk, or Julian Frisk back in there to the right of, and off to Frisk. On that 4th down, and he's going to be stopped.
Yep. He got about maybe a football. Nope, he went backwards,
He went backwards.
Unfortunately, that was a product of.
This wasn't good. Tristan Reynolds now slow at getting up. He's in obvious pain down there. But ball over on downs on that 4th down play.
Unfortunately, that snap was so high.
I think it just messed the timing up enough. And give the Lancers credit. They were there to bottle up that hole and unable to letting Frisk get any momentum forward. So the Wolverines defense got to step up now. They got 5:21 remaining as Lancers will have a long field as they start the ball at the 17-yard line. We were talking there at halftime, Brad, and I don't think it's changed much. The longest play of the night's been about 13 yards. And there's Tristan, the senior, back up, jogging his way off the field.
So far, Ellwood 57 plays 190. Neshannock held in check right around 80 yards. They had 50 on that one drive, on that interception, returned back to the 9, and then all of a sudden you get a shorter field.
From the 37-yard drive. So not a stat builder, but that's where you end. This final score at the end of the game, it's 14-12. Senior Mazzocco hands the ball off. Up that right side is number 32, Edworthy, as number
8 Mills.
8 Mills was in there.
I don't have a good way of showing you 8, so I have to
This is 8. That's So, got 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6. The crowd here at Ellwood understand the importance of the defense on this drive, getting behind them. 1 wide out far to the left. 1 short side right. Mazzocco fakes the handoff, goes back, wants to go deep. He's well covered. Mazzocco being chased. Going to wisely throw it out of bounds. Just giving chase to him. It's going to be an incomplete pass out of bounds. Give Barbario credit for all kind of pressure. And don't forget about that defensive backfield of the Wolverines. He wanted to go deep.
Yep.
And things were too well covered.
On the line there, subbed in for Reynolds, is number 70, Nick Condell. He just switched with Drake Davis. So Drake is on the right, Condell on the left.
So 4:34 on this 3rd and 6. Big play for both teams 2 wide outs to the right, 1 to the left.
Get
Got
there,
the crossing
Golo.
right. Golo's giving chase.
Pick
It's
it up!
Picked it up
Go,
by
baby!
Barbario.
5!
He's at 5.
Touchdown!
Barbario! As Golo gave chase, Mazzocco just threw it up. And who was there to wait for it?
Number
Senior
7,
Barbario. And pick 6 is just what the doctor ordered as the Wolverines take the lead 20-12 at the 4:24 mark. Colton Golo was in there. Mazzocco, once again, wanted to go deep, and he had a wide receiver kind of doing a curl route down the left hash, was trying to get the ball to him. And I really think Mazzocco was almost trying to just throw the ball away or throw it out of bounds. Couldn't get it there. Barbario just snagged that ball out of the air, and he was off to the races. Well, that was about a 32-yard return. Here's the kick. Up, oh, it's blocked. Oh, that's huge. That is huge because it was blocked. Was that Beeman in there to block that? And that's big, Brad, because you're in an 8-point game. You'd feel a whole lot better with a 9-point lead with 4:24 remaining. But we're sitting here at an 8-point lead off the pick 6 by Barbario.
Jeez. This game has gone in every direction you can think of. Everything in that first half, all in favor of Ellwood. That third quarter dominated by Neshannock, and now we've split the fourth, basically. Yes, Ellwood gets the touchdown, but a blocked PAT. You got a 8-point lead with 4:24. This one's not over yet, folks.
Yes, it's not over. Stay right here with us on Ellwood City Sports. Hey, quick, Brad, I want to get back to this. We all know what happened up at the Time Brew Pub this week with the explosion. Tony and the whole gang up there, the football boosters, the football community. Just want to give a shout out to you and your staff, and we're just glad no one was hurt. They were to do the Thursday night dinner, and I guarantee you it would have been good. Awesome food. I've never had a bad meal at the time. Unfortunately, obviously, they were unable to do that. Rachel McGreal from Al's Corner down there stopped in to pitch in and help out. She had chicken tenders, mac and cheese. Here's the run-up. High end-over-end kick taken there at the 25-yard line, and he wisely just takes a knee. I'd have done the same thing, young man, as number 28 received that ball, Hayden Tatterson. I also want to talk about thank you to Lisa Lubitsch for made chocolate chip cookies. Thanks, Al's Corner down there, for what they did. And once again, Time, they broadcast us up there every game. You could have went up there afterwards on his 200-inch big screen. We had gone up there in the past to rewatch the game. Great supporters of all, not just Ellwood City Sports, Ellwood City. So hanging up there at the Time Brew Pub. Brad, we got ourselves a football game. It's 20-12. Not much offense by Neshannock. They've had some short fields to get the 12 points that they've had. And a late person comes onto the field to stand beside Mazzocco. Mazzocco's going to keep the ball. Try that left side, makes a man miss. He's going to be up to 50, the 40. Foot race now. He's at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. That was Anthony Eakin. Anthony Eakin took that direct snap, and he rumbled.
71
yards to get the Lancers within 2. Wow. I just said 2 minutes ago we haven't seen the big play yet tonight. And there it was. It's Anthony Eakin in there at quarterback.
Well,
and I miss seeing that, folks. I'm sorry I miss seeing that. But I should have known something because they didn't have the right deployment. They needed a person to come on the field late to get their 11 players.
And now you can officially say we've taken another left turn. So we're all over the place. 2-point conversion here for Neshannock.
It's going to be huge for Neshannock.
8 to play.
Remember, they failed the last time. 5 seconds on the play clock. Eakin is still in there.
Timeout.
A timeout was taken by the Lancers. And number 3, Anthony Eakin, the senior, was lined up in the quarterback position. So I have to wonder. just what they're going to be thinking about here, because this is a huge play in this game right now with 4:10 remaining. This could tie the game.
Just when you thought Ellwood had momentum and just a little bit of separation, oh, man. Keeping you on the edge of your seat.
Yes, it is. That huge play by Eakin. What was you say? It was 73 yards.
Yep,
71 yards.
Both these teams under 200 yards on the offense, and just like that, Neshannock will go over 200, but both these teams struggling. A defensive battle. I'm surprised we're at the 20-point mark.
Well, but you can give credit to the defense for giving some of the offense short fields.
And give the defense points, too.
We have, 6 touchdowns in this game, and 3 of them are points off of turnovers, being, and a fourth one being a pick 6.
Yep.
So all set up as the Wolverines, defensively, offensively.
Looks like it's going to be Eakin again.
Yes, it is, with 2 wide outs to the left. Nothing on the right. Eakin, tailbacking him, is Edworthy. Eakin with the ball, trying to get it left side, and he's going to find the pylon, and into the end zone he goes, folks. 4:10 remaining. We got ourselves a tie game. Wow. 20-20. Wolverines had a 14-0 lead at halftime. And Neshannock came out not doing much offensively in the first half, but able to rattle off 20 points here in this third quarter and halfway through the fourth quarter. So right now the Wolverines have done some different things via the quarterback with Cam Mills coming in, kind of running that, you want to call that a wildcat kind of thing, Brad? And Tyler Smiley. So the Wolverines now will be happy just to respond with another big play. Rapchak doing the kicking for Neshannock. Back deep is Dom Hogue and Daylon Curie. Here's the run-up and the kick. High kick taken there at about the 16-yard line by Dom Hogue. Meets some heavy resistance at the 25-yard line. Flag comes in late.
Yeah, it's going to be a face mask.
And that should help the Wolverines field position-wise, as Dom Hogue returned that ball 9 yards to the 25-yard line. So they're marching off the penalty right now. And it's going to be of the 15-yard persuasion. So Wolverines will set up shop at their own 40-yard line. 1st and 10, 4:05. Wolverines with 2 timeouts remaining. Neshannock Lancers with 2 timeouts remaining. Now's where you just...
Well, if you're Ellwood, now what do you do? Because you go run play or pass, and
I think you just make sure you just don't turn the ball over.
Yes.
At this stage of the game. Smiley back to pass, under
boy.
pressure, and he's going to be taken down way back for about a 7-yard loss. And who was that? Number 11 in there, Toman, wrapping up Smiley. He had no time at all that time. 5-yard loss. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 15. And really nothing Smiley could have done in that situation. The center for the Wolverines, Eli Moore, comes out over the ball. Got Nick Condell to his left, Vinny Curie to his right. On that line, 2 wide outs to the right, 1 to the left. Keeper by Smiley, and on that 2nd and 15, going to get about, we're going to give him about 3 yards. Maybe give him 4, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 11. Wolverines not too bad on 3rd down conversions in that first half. A little different story here in the second.
Yeah, now you're working behind the sticks. 3rd and 11. Got to give credit
and it is not 2 down territory in this stage.
Yeah, and I would say Ellwood has maintained the pocket fairly well, and now all of a sudden, this fourth quarter, it has gone awry.
Yeah, I kind
It
of
is gone.
think the Lancers just pinning their ears back. Run, Smiley dumps it out there to Barbario. He's
Got
at
a wing.
45. Oh my! About a yard short.
Okay.
2 yards short of the first down. He needed 11, got 9 as number 12 was in there. Beeman once again to make the stop on that dump pass. And I'll tell you what, Neshannock is ready. You're seeing their linemen go in for that dump pass. They'll push, and then they'll come back. And that time Barbario just needed one more step, folks. Here it is, 4th and 2 at the 48-yard line. Everything in tight, one right up left, one to the right. Smiley almost trying to call him offsides. And there it is. A timeout taken, and that was designed, I think, the whole way by Coach Bradley. They got one remaining as Coach Bradley was trying to hopefully get them to come offsides. Next week, folks, don't forget, we'll be broadcasting from Mohawk as we take on the Warriors of Mohawk. Something else, Brad, wanted to make a note of. Jared Myers' legacy race. That is going to be September 28th. A 5K run at 9 a.m., 1 mile walk, 9:30 a.m. A Jared Myers legacy race. The Do Better, you see a lot of that around town. Jared Myers passed away here a couple years ago. To keep his legacy going, they have the Jared Myers legacy race. And the great people with that legacy pick some organizations to give their money to each and every year. And this year, there's the Jared Myers Scholarship Fund, and this year they're giving the proceeds to the Lincoln High School football boosters. Jared was a great football player here 10, 12 years ago, and to honor his memory, they do this, and then they want to give back with his memory and give money to the football boosters, as well as the great scholarship that they started here a couple years ago. So, folks, if you're interested, check that out. Jared Myers Legacy Race, September 28th here in the park. So 4th and 2 for the Wolverines.
Big package. PJ and Tristan.
Everybody in there big. In the shotgun. Oh, no. Didn't get it. As Tyler Smiley tried to go around that left side, and you guessed it, Ethan Beeman was there to stop. Minute 53. Not a lot of time left as the Lancers have 2 timeouts, but they're going to set up shop from the Wolverines' 48-yard line.
I like the aggressiveness by the Wolverines because you can kind of feel all momentum slipping, but unfortunately just not enough a push forward to the left there.
I think we might have missed something here because Mazzocco is not in the game.
No, he is not.
It's Anthony Eakin in there at quarterback. I had the binoculars on the sidelines to see if I could pick out Mazzocco. Pretty crowded over there, couldn't see it. So into the hands of Anthony Eakin. Hands off, big time grab and hit there. Drake Davis bottled him up. As Edworthy had nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He loses 2 on the play. Minute 37 remaining. Now we got Mazzocco back in there. So not a huge sense of urgency right now. Mazzocco back in at quarterback. Ball right at midfield, the 50-yard line. Mazzocco back to pass. He's got some time. Throws the dump screen out there to number 3, Eakin. He's going down that sidelines, and he's going to get the first down, but stays in bounds. He got about 11 yards on that catch. Most of those yards coming after the catch. Move the sticks for a first down, and I do believe we're going to have a timeout taken by the Neshannock Lancers. I did take notice, Brad, to see what their kicker could do in pregame warm-ups and haven't really heard anything.
Yeah, he was kicking around the 15, 20-yard line, and it was close. We'll put it that way.
So minute 2 remaining, a new set of downs to work with. So a lot of time. Remember, incomplete pass stops the clock. And out of bounds will stop it at this stage of the game. Neshannock sitting there with 1 timeout remaining. Been a hard-fought game.
Yes. Honestly, not what we expected, but this has kind of been the past couple years with Neshannock and Ellwood.
Last year, 28-21.
In all sports.
There's been a healthy rivalry with Neshannock here. And football recently and basketball's gone on for a number of years now. So 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Mazzocco in there, quarterback. Hands it off.
Nice.
To
He broke
Edworthy.
it.
Broke through the line and rumbles and bumbles his way down for about a 9-yard gain.
Number 39, I believe, with the tackle.
O'Brien with the tackle. Going to bring up a 2nd and 1, 45 seconds. Bit of a hurry up here for Neshannock. 2 wide outs to the right. Brings Edworthy beside him. Keeps the ball, throws it down there, and almost completed.
Ooh, that was close to pass.
Everybody held their breath.
Yeah,
Not wanting
Dalen.
to pass interferences. Ethan Beeman,
Yeah,
the intended receiver.
Dalen got there just a little bit early, but he got away with it.
Incomplete pass stops the clock with 34 seconds. I mean, kind of waiting for that play.
Yeah.
Because they've been.
Quick little hitter.
Yep.
RPO.
Here we go. 2 wide outs to the right. There's a handoff to Eakin. Bounces it to the left side. Going to get the first down.
That's a face mask. There's a
it
flag
down.
as well. There's a flag out there.
Yes, there is.
This may be a block or a hold downfield. I'm assuming this is coming back.
Yes, on that 3rd and 1, Eakin got
flags.
about 6 yards.
Yeah, there's technically 2 flags. I'm wondering if they're going to call face mask maybe here. Because when he stiff armed,
That sometimes gets a little bit,
uh-huh.
as long as you don't grab.
That's probably why we're having this conversation.
Yes, we are. If the play stands, they got the first down.
Shannock's walking backwards.
Yes, they
so-
are. So it looks like they're going to march the penalty. It's against Ellwood.
Wow.
Going the other way. Face mask,
That's
Ellwood
wild.
City. There's your face
That's
mask.
wild.
Gets it all the way down
Wow.
to the 11-yard line. So Eakin got. Are you thinking that's of the 5-yard persuasion? Because
Had to be.
I think he got the ball down. They didn't mark the ball. I couldn't see. Anyway, it's 1st and 10. Ball on the 11-yard line. Tie game, 20-20. Eakin in there, quarterback, goes to the left side. He's going to dive to get out of bounds. They do stop the clock. Minimal gain on the play of about 2 yards. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 8. Technically, Brad, they can get a first down inside about the 1.5-yard line. 18 seconds. Neshannock has 1 timeout. Ellwood City has 1 timeout. Ellwood faithful getting into it. Neshannock, they're making noise over there too. 2nd and 7. Mazzocco throws it down there. Touchdown! Neshannock Lancers with 13 seconds left to go. As Mazzocco finds his man in the end zone.
Number 12.
Number 12,
Beeman.
Ethan Beeman. We've said his name all night defensively. He puts an exclamation point on it with a touchdown. Mazzocco. And it was just that quick hit slant. And I thought Mazzocco was almost going to run the ball.
Give credit to Mazzocco. There was a small window, and he fit it in there.
Yes, he did fit it in there. 26-20. And once again, a little late coming onto the field. There's the kick, and it is blocked. I think that was Daylon Curry. Maybe got his hands in there to block that. But nonetheless, we find the score 26-20 in favor of the Neshannock Lancers. The Lancers have outscored the Wolverines 26-6 in this second half of play.
Wow. Tale of 2 halves.
For sure.
No other way to put it.
I think the other thing you got to give Neshannock credit for is they capitalized on opportunities. One, off the 2 interceptions early in the game, and another thing, defensively, on that last drive of the Wolverines, they were able to stop them on 4th and 2 at the 48-yard line and gave Mazzocco 48 yards and about minute 40?
Yep.
Left. So with 14 seconds, we'll see what, try the squib kick here. I would expect as Rapchak will be kicking off. Once again, 13 seconds remaining. Both teams with 1 timeout. Here's the run up and the kick. High end overhand kick taken by number 14 there at about the 22-yard line, and he wisely just goes and gets out of bounds, did Nick Doster. Ran 5 seconds off the clock, so the Wolverines 9 seconds remaining. Wolverines will have the ball right there at around the 31-yard line.
And I believe Neshannock just took a quick timeout.
Yep, I believe that as well. So stick around, folks, post-game. Give us a minute or two here. Brad will get the stats from this game, and we'll work to get some out-of-town scores for you. A lot of Lawrence County matchups. It's been kind of nice in these weeks 0, 1, and 2, keeping things close, proximity to each other. And tough for the Wolverines, but give Coach Bongivenjo credit for not letting those Lancers hang their head too low at halftime. They came out ready to play in the second half. It's not going to wow you in the stat category, and it's not the one big play by Eakin is a big difference in the game.
Both these teams almost 200 yards rushing, but it doesn't feel like it.
Right, when you got 71 of them on the one play.
And when I tell you that maybe 70 yards combined passing, that's why.
Yeah, there's not much, but a big touchdown pass by Mazzocco to Beeman. So 1st and 10, ball in the 31. 3 wide outs to the right, 1 to the left. Back to pass is Smiley. Meets some duress. Going to run up there, and they're going to be tackled at the 40-yard line, and the clock is going to strike 0. That's the ball game, folks.
They're saying 1 second.
They give him 1 second?
Yep,
they
give
are.
him 1 second.
Coach Brownlee was right there, and I didn't know if the official gave him that second or not. So they're going to put 1 second back on the board. And that's going to give him 1 second, and that Bradley is going to use that last 1 timeout. And I think you go a little varsity blues hook and ladder here, or just throw the ball deep.
You're thinking the exact same thing. So Wolverines out there offensively, ready to go. Really, you got 3 down linemen for Neshannock. And kind of that picket fence kind of defense out there. Wolverines, 1 last shot. Back to pass. Smiley throws it down there, and it's going to be incomplete as number 10 went up to intercept it. And now the clock strikes 0. Number 10 a little slow at getting up. Looks to be a cramp. Got 2 players for Neshannock down there cramping, but one's back on their feet, folks. A tough loss for the Wolverines, losing to Neshannock Lancers 26-20. Had that 14-0 lead. Neshannock came out in that second half, capitalizing on the turnovers of Ellwood City. And in the big 71-yard, that was the difference maker right there by Eakin. In playing quarterback, took the direct snap, and off to the races he went. We'll stick around here, folks. Brad's going to get a finalized on the stats for you. Yeah, we'll take a timeout here, folks, and we'll wrap things up when we take a little bit of a break, and we'll try to get a quick out-of-town score update, and we'll go from there. So stay with us, folks, here. Final score, Lancers 26, Wolverines 20. We'll be right back. All right, folks, welcome back here. Back to Helling Stadium here in Ellwood City, Pennsylvania. 9:31 mark here. 9:31 in the evening. Didn't know how this was going to end, and unfortunately it fell in favor of the Lancers. We're thinking maybe potentially an overtime possibility, but in Mazzocco, the Lancers trust had an up game and then had a down game and found a way to bounce back, and that's what you do as a senior, as a leader of your team, as the quarterback. You find a way, and give credit to Mazzocco making that one extra pass there at the end. So on your screen now, the final game stats. It's going to feel weird how we got there, but final score, Neshannock 26-20. Rushing yards, Neshannock with that 71-yard run by Eakin gets over the 200 mark, 205 to 184. And the passing game, I thought this was going to be completely different. Both teams combined for just 71 total passing yards. Total 206 for Ellwood, 254 for Neshannock. The weird way to get there for both teams. You think 3 turnovers should kind of bury you, and it did for about 2.5 quarters, and then all of a sudden Neshannock comes out and just dominates third, fourth quarter. 3 turnovers for Neshannock. Ellwood, again, a +1 tonight, but unfortunately not on the scoreboard. 4 penalties for 30 for Ellwood, 3 penalties for 30 for Neshannock. And there you go, folks. There are your stats. Individual stats-wise, we did have one individual go over 100, and that was officially Anthony Eakin. 13 carries, 125, but more importantly, 2 touchdowns along with 71, a 9.6 average on the night. Gino Mazzocco went for 11 for 61 and a touchdown. And then Justin Edworthy, he was the one that was held in check. 6 carries, only 19 yards 30 carries, 205, 6.8 average for the Lancers. Richard Cureton, 15 carries. He had 64 yards at half. He finished the game 15 carries, 66 yards, just 2 yards in that second half. Tyler Smiley, 19 carries for 64. Both of them had 1 touchdown apiece. Cameron Mills, 7 carries for 25. Anthony Barbario, 4 for 13. And then Julian Frisk, 5 for 12. 52 carries in this game by Ellwood for 184. Passing-wise, Smiley, 2 for 11, and more importantly, 2 interceptions for 22 yards. Mazzocco, 9 for 21, not a very good night. 2 interceptions as well, and held under 50 yards passing. But the most important one, 1 pass, 1 touchdown in the end zone there at the end of Beeman. The receiving-wise, well, we'll just talk about that one, and that is Beeman. 1 catch, 8 yards, and the winning touchdown. So there you go, folks. There are the individual stats. Quick out-of-town updates here. Some finals. Washington, the Prexies defeat the Scotties 44-6. Wow. Laurel, definitely going to move up in the rankings. 43-0 blanking and shellacking of Riverside. And the upset of the evening and an upset shutout. Shenango, 24. Mohawk, zilch. Thad?
That's a big one. That's a big one. So tough loss here tonight for the Wolverines. Hard-fought game, and I think they'll dust things off and relook at some things and revisit some things and get ready for that Mohawk game next Friday night from Mohawk High School. So keep apprised, folks, to everything we got going on next week. I know we got junior high football. Not sure about volleyball yet, what we're doing there with the gym situation. But we'll have some golf and maybe some interviews along the way. Just keep apprised to our Instagram page, Ellwood City Wolverines Facebook, EllwoodCityWolverines.com. And as always, you can watch any of the games that we have broadcasted in these last 9 years of working together at the Ellwood City Wolverines YouTube page. Anything else, guys?
Cross country has a meet tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes, we got a message about that.
Yep, so cross country has a meet tomorrow. Thad, the big takeaway I would say for both teams, competitive. Defensively, both these teams are sound. They looked pretty good on defense. And I think both teams are going to probably go to the drawing board on offense just a little bit.
Yes, I think you'll see that. I never thought we would see 62 yards of passing in the whole entire game tonight. There was almost more return yards and interceptions than there was yards at the end of the night. So with that, on behalf of cameraman Dakota Marshall, the man with the plan, the man that knows all, Mr. Brad Windhorst, producer, and myself, Thad Sturgeon, we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast as much as we've enjoyed presenting it to you. Good night, everybody.